What up, what up? This is Dave from the 5-6 Kings. And guys, it's like, I don't even have to try at this point. I don't even have to try. The war is being dominated at this point. Domino's, they're at a loss. Domino's got nothing. You guys know what they're doing now? I swear to fucking God, I can't make this shit up. I swear to God. They're doing commercials where they say, hey, Domino's, come get carry out, and we'll give you $3. Not we'll knock $3 off the bill. We're going to physically give you $3 as a thank you for eating our shitty pizza. Guys, it's fucking insane what they're doing over there. They're giving people cash to come eat their shitty food. No business does that. No restaurant is like we'll just give you money. Just please come eat it. Please, we're fucking, we're sitting on barrels of this shit over here. Please, we're begging you, come eat it. We'll pay you to do it. Please. It is insane. They can't fuck with Subway. They cannot fuck with Subway. $3. That's not how businesses are run. You know what Subway does? They charge you to eat their food. Because it's incredible. Because it's top tier, top of the line, best in the business quality food. They got the yodeling kid. They got Tony Hawk, Tom Brady, Steph Curry. Domino's is just giving cash. They're fixing potholes and they're giving cash. Because they're not good enough for anybody. They have to pay people to eat it. Because they're not good enough for them. Meanwhile, Subway is good enough for Tony Hawk. And they're good enough for everyone here. Subway's up big in the war, guys. Subway's up big. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, the Nazis were up big at one point, David. What happened there? Domino's ain't America, all right? Domino's ain't the Allied powers. Domino's sucks. Subway number one. Subway, please. Give us, Subway, please give us $3. Enjoy this week's episode.
This the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left like blue guns just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to the unofficial podcast of the National Football League, the world-famous and critically acclaimed 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, my dear friend and co-host, Braden Bowler. Braden, how are you, man?
I'm good. I'm good, man. And it was very sweet. The way you looked at me and you said that, dear friend.
Absolutely.
I felt that, and
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But no, I'm good, man. I got to see a bunch of my friends. Obviously, you were there. Had a bunch of friends over yesterday, and we kind of just chilled for a little bit. But yeah, my week's been good, bro. How about you?
Yeah, it was good, man. Big development yesterday.
Ooh.
Miami Dolphins have a head coach.
Oh, shit!
Woo! Dolphins hired Mike McDaniel, former offensive coordinator of San Francisco 49ers. We'll see.
Yeah?
We'll see. He seems like a smart dude. His interviews and press conferences are pretty funny. Went to Yale. Anyone who's ever played for him has good things to say. You never know, though.
Yeah.
First-time head coach. We'll see what happens, but it's a new chapter of the Miami Dolphins.
Good for them.
Yeah. Always exciting.
Yeah.
You know what else is always exciting?
The Nutty Professor?
The Nutty Professor, dude. And that's the movie we're going to go over this week. How great would that be? You guys tune in. We just did it. We're just like, yeah, we're doing the Nutty Professor now.
Yeah.
Nah, wild things.
Yeah, it was wild.
I had a great time with this movie. I do have to say, I got some advice prior to watching it, which was to masturbate before watching it so as to not be distracted and be able to actually focus and do my job and get like a good breakdown of the movie, take good notes, all that shit.
Yeah.
Very bad advice. I took it because, you know, any any excuse to masturbate I'm gonna take.
Oh.
I mean, I have to.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was told. So
It made me. I was way less like focused and all that stuff. I was tired. It took a movie. This movie was an hour and 48 minutes. Normally that means I'll spend about 2.5 hours or so watching the movie with pausing it, taking notes, all that shit, rewinding it. It took me like 4 hours to do this fucking thing. That was a horrible idea. I need to never masturbate prior to doing
really,
this.
you were just upset because you didn't have a chub the whole time. You like wanted.
No.
No, you didn't. Oh,
Yeah.
You still got a chub. That's what you were upset about.
No.
No,
Oh. Say chub again.
chub. Chub. Well, I guess that speaks a lot for what happened to me. I mean, I still got a chub.
What did you... And I know this is out of order, but what did you think of this movie? Because, like, I have no idea... If you were like, oh, I give it a 10, I'd be like, yeah, no, the movie was awesome. Yeah, I get it. If you're like, I give it a 1, I'd be like, yeah, the movie was ridiculous. I get it.
Yeah, it's funny the
It's
reviews
such a
are
fucking... Yeah.
I personally, I liked the movie. I thought it was almost like the best between both worlds for like what we were talking about last week with like different generations of film and how back in the day, like 90s, early 2000 movies were a lot more dialogue driven than kind of like what you're seeing as much, at least I would say today. Not saying like there's not dialogue driven films and stuff, but just kind of like that premise. And I felt like this was the best of both worlds because it had a lot of, dialogue driven aspects to it. But then as well, it was very fast paced. It was a very fast paced movie. And I felt like it just brought together the best of both worlds. I actually really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was really fun. And I didn't like, there were some reviews that were like, oh, it's hard to follow along or like understand what's kind of happening. And I felt like, not like I didn't, I enjoyed all the things that they did, and there was definitely times where I didn't see things coming, but it's not like I didn't understand what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoyed the film.
Things
like,
for sure caught me off guard. And
no, yeah,
I
in
was
a good
surprised.
way.
Yeah, but like I was never confused.
Yeah,
I was
like-
never more, how did do that?
Like the reviews were like, oh, I just couldn't, keep up with like the way the way the story was, and like I just got confused. Like I was like reading a couple of reviews, and I was like, dude, this wasn't like rocket science being explained on film.
Right. And they tie it all together.
Yeah, they literally explain.
Yeah.
Like what happened.
Yeah, like you don't know what's going on at times, but you're not supposed to.
No, yeah.
That's how they made the movie.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they did a poor job of explaining it. They wanted to keep things in suspense. And
I don't think this is spoiling anything, but I don't know if maybe your version was different from mine or anything, but during the credits, they explain more stuff. That's all I'm going to say about it. But yeah. But yeah, so like I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was fun, and I didn't think it was like confusing or anything like that. Like for what it was, I felt like they actually did a great job at making you be the viewer, like that you're supposed to be, like hype up all the things that are happening. I don't want to give anything away, so I'm kind of like
but absolutely, absolutely. How'd they? Let's talk money.
Oh, dude,
we can talk money.
Yeah, man,
Love talking money.
Yeah, money's one of my favorite things to talk about, David. But what do you guess?
Budget, I'm gonna guess, was $45 million.
Lower.
Significantly lower.
Yeah.
50% lower.
Yeah.
10 million.
20
million. Okay.
20 million. Yeah. So estimated. I guess they don't have an exact number, so they rounded it out 20 million. What do you think it made worldwide? We'll go. Well, this is actually a funny number because I'll explain. But what
69 million.
Yeah.
Was it 69?
Nah. Nah.
112 million.
No, lower. Significantly lower.
12 million.
30 million.
30 million.
But let me say this. This is the funny part. They grossed U.S. and Canada 30,147,000. They grossed worldwide 30,166,000. So they went up like 20,000 outside of U.S. and Canada. I'm like, was this not released anywhere else? But it was. But we'll get to that later.
I don't believe that this movie isn't popular in other countries.
You don't believe? Why so?
It's hot white girls.
Yeah, yeah,
doing sexy things.
One of the
They
reviews.
love that shit in other countries.
Bro, one
That's
of the
their
reviews.
favorite thing. It's my favorite thing.
They're like, this is the most American, trashy, fun thriller that's almost ever been made.
Yes.
Like American.
Yes.
And other countries love that shit, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is actually, I think IMDb might be a little fucked up.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like North African countries? Like it'll be like a white blonde girl.
Oh, bro.
They're like, because they've just never seen like they're like, oh my god. They're like, what is
This defies physics.
Yeah, like, oh, but like they go over like and not like, oh, she's better than us, because she's not.
Yeah.
She's not better than them.
No.
But they're like, this is just so different than we are. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, can we please have like 30 pictures with you? This is no. I'm gonna go back home. No one's gonna believe that this happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised it didn't make more money, because this was a good movie, and it wasn't, it was released in 1998. So, like,
Is it possible that the worldwide figure is addition to the U.S. and Canada figure?
I mean, maybe, but like worldwide, worldwide. And this could just be a mistake on IMDb's part, but like never before when I'm comparing gross U.S. and Canada compared to gross worldwide, is it ever like this close? So I'm thinking maybe it's IMDb, because like how the fuck did it only go up $20,000?
Yeah, it's got to be wrong.
Yeah, it's got to be wrong. So sorry guys, I don't. Let me see. Actually, I might be able to get a Google search and see.
Yeah, because if that movie cost $20 on VHS or DVD whenever it came out, that means they sold 1,000 of them other places.
Yeah. And, I was even like telling you earlier too, which they released it in other countries where they couldn't. Well, this one, yeah. So this worldwide, I just looked up on Google. Worldwide, it says 55 million.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. You're going to make an extra $25 million worldwide.
We're going with 55.
Yeah, we're definitely 55.
Yeah. Which means I was only 14 million off with my original guess.
69, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, man, who knows? Maybe the 5-6 Kings podcast will blow up, and then we'll give extra views, and everyone will want to go watch Wild Things and pay for it, and maybe we'll bring that number up to 69.
I have no interest in that.
No?
Yeah, making them $14 million.
Maybe they'll break us off a piece.
They would not break us off shit. Are you kidding me?
Maybe
if it's good enough to get broke off a proper chunk, I'll take a small piece of some of that funky stuff.
But yeah, so they made a bunch of money. Good for them. Because I was like, there's no way they're only making $10 million off this film. Yeah, that's a great film, I felt like.
It was good. They had to make some money.
Yeah. So you wanna go into ratings?
Oh, let's talk ratings, baby.
Okay. What'd you give it? Oh no, we start with what am I doing?
What are you doing? This episode was
Stepping
like episode
on your
40.
toes. Yeah. So IMDb gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 62%. Metacritic gave it a 52%. And Google users gave it an 85%.
It's great.
Yeah. It's great. It's great because I would have thought it would have been higher rated. Rated higher.
Yeah, so like it's not like I don't imagine they were like when we go to awards. I can't imagine there was Golden Globes and Academy. Like I bet you they made like an MTV Movie Award Best Kiss thing, shit like that.
Exactly.
It was good for that type of movie. I'll give it like a 7. It's not amazing. I enjoyed watching it though.
Yeah. Yeah. I give it 7.7.
Yeah.
7.7. It was a fun movie. Like I was very intrigued, especially in them titties. No, it was just a fun film, and I'm sure they're probably one of the first films to do as much as they did. I don't want to spoil anything, so I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just a fun film. I really enjoyed it. But let's get into the fucking awards.
Let's go to award season, baby.
2 wins, 4 nominations. Read them all off because fuck it, They were nominated for Best Music at the Academy of Science Fiction and Fantasy and Horror Films. Nominated for Outstanding Actress in a Feature Film, Daphne Rubin Vega. The fuck is that? Which girl was that?
I think that was Denise Richards' mom.
Oh yeah, you're right. You are right.
She was excellent.
Yeah, she was good. Yeah. That was the Alma Awards. They did win favorite supporting actress in a suspense film. Daphne Rubin Vega at the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards.
I'm wrong. That was Kevin Bacon's partner. And
I'm
gonna be honest. She should not have been nominated.
No, I don't think so either.
No. Had it been Denise Richards' mom, absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
It just wasn't as much for her role to like show. Like it was.
No, she
had
had no business being nominated for.
Dude, she's all over the place. So she won, Daphne Rubin Vega, for favorite supporting actress in a suspense at the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards, and then they won Best Supporting Actor Bill Murray at the Los Angeles Films Critic Association Awards.
That's great.
Yeah. And you called it, David. They were nominated at the MTV Movie and TV Awards for Best Kiss. Absolutely. It was all three of them, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Dillon, Denise Richards, Neve Campbell.
Nev,
I know.
We've done a movie that starred her already, and you did that.
I know. It's dyslexia.
We did a lot of work and got you. It's not dyslexia.
I think I literally said to you yesterday, Neve and then Nev or whatever the fuck, and then like switched. And I'm like, what am I saying?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, it was either you or someone. I don't know. There's a bunch of friends over yesterday.
Got it, bro. Oh, someone's popular.
Well,
I had all the friends over yesterday.
I was just talking about how hot the girls were, bro. And then they were nominated for Worst Supporting Actress, Neve Campbell.
Are you kidding me?
Neve Campbell. I just did that. I looked him straight in his eyes. At the Stinkers Bad Movie Awards. The Stinkers.
She was fucking great.
Fucking phenomenal, bro.
Yeah, she was very good.
Worst supporting actress, like what a
That's nonsense.
yeah,
nonsense.
straight
And like
disrespect.
take away all the sex stuff. Just her character was very good.
Dude,
Yeah, she did a very good job.
yeah, like, and you know they do a great job when
I say so.
yeah when David says so. When you react, the
I'm
way you
the
do from
authority on acting
yeah
in
David
the
is.
United States of America.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, those were the awards.
There we go.
Yeah, right,
Hell of awards. All right, we gonna get wild or what?
dude. I want to dive into that pool with Nev and Denise.
There we go.
Let's do it.
You're on first name basis with them.
No, yeah,
That's pretty cool. All right, so we get the opening credits, and they took 2 minutes and 57 seconds. I know that because I was like, man, this is taking really long.
Yeah.
Let's rewind, see where it starts, and then where it ends.
I was like, did I click on National Geographic or something?
Yeah, because it's showing, like, the Everglades and airboat
like animals,
drivers
yeah,
and, like, animals out there and high-rises. And
Yeah.
it's somewhere in South Florida. The high-rises gave me Fort Lauderdale vibes.
They said Blue Bay, and I tried to look it up, and it brought me somewhere of, like, around Miami, but there was nowhere that popped up. Like, this is Blue Bay.
Yeah. It's
So,
fuck Blue Bay.
yeah.
It was South Florida, Evergladesy area.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure the downtown shot that they showed was Fort Lauderdale. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But they're just
wouldn't doubt
showing
it.
shit like that, and then they show like a nice sexy high school on the water and lacrosse players out there. And now we're down on the ground. And we're seeing everything from the point of view of Mr. Lombardo. We don't know who Mr. Lombardo is yet, though.
Yeah, we don't.
He's the man, though. It's his
Mm-hmm.
point of view walking through the school, and everyone's like, hey, Mr. Lombardo! Woo! All the boys are like, you the man, Mr. L!
Yep.
All the girls are like, oh, he's so cute. I want to fuck Mr. Lombardo. Like, he's just the man.
Yeah.
We're in this big auditorium, and we see Denise Richards sit down in the front row, and she's looking hot.
Dude, oh my God.
And I got to tell you a thing. I did the math way wrong in the beginning.
What do you mean?
So she was born in 1971. This
Okay.
movie came out in 1998.
Uh-huh.
And mentally, I just said 1981.
So you
And
thought
I was
she was
like,
10?
she was 17 when this movie
17.
came out. I was and they probably shot this in like 95, 96.
Yeah.
And then, spoiler alert, we see her tits at some point. And I was like, all right, I paused it. I was like, I did something way wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way they had a fucking 15-year-old girl just showing her titties in this movie. And then I realized I was a fucking idiot. She was born in 71. So she would have been 25, 24 when they did this.
Yeah. Just in prime time for Denise Richards.
So she was very attractive in this movie.
So there was a dude next to her that sat down, and he noticed that as well, just as all of us viewers did, and he just instantly like the guy was like a good looking guy, like, but had no game apparently, and starts like it wasn't like a tie, it was like something part of her shirt that was like ties around her neck
and like tied in like a bow around her neck,
and he starts like just playing with it, and she's like, "Fuck off!"
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
fuck off. And then he stops.
Yeah.
And that was that was kind of it for this guy. The rest of the movie, he's got a few things in this scene, but that was kind of it for him.
Just a weird dude.
Yeah. We then see who Mr. Lombardo is, and it's the actor Matt Dillon, who I only refer to in this movie as Pat Healy.
Why?
Because that was his character in the movie There's Something About Mary. Also a Florida-based movie where he's fucking...
Good movie.
He's fucking someone way out of his league there.
Yeah.
So Pat Healy is Mr. Lombardo. And he's making a big speech, and Denise Richards, they're in an auditorium. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah.
He's up on the stage. Denise Richards, she's in the front row, and she tells her friend, she's like, that's the only thing I'm going to miss about this dump right there.
Yeah.
It's him. She's like, I want to fuck Mr. Lombardo. Mm-hmm. Healy says...
and he, like, bangs. What you end up seeing on stage in the auditorium are, like, two cops. And he's like...
He brings them up in a little bit.
Yeah, but he like walked in and said hi to him or something like that. I was like, thanks for your time.
Okay. Healy then tells everyone in the auditorium it's the halfway point of the senior seminar, and it beats study hall, right? And one kid goes, no. And he says, I can meditate in study hall. And then the dude in the front row who said, who Denise Richard tells to fuck off, he goes, he means masturbate. And then Healy tells the fuck off kid, he's like, I bet you got a lot of hands-on experience with that. And everyone's like, oh! He's a teacher talking to a child about masturbating. He's like, I bet you masturbate a lot.
And then what's the next thing he does?
He goes up to the board, he writes sex on the chalkboard up there, and everyone's like, yeah! And then he writes crime and underlines it, and everyone goes, boo, when you hear someone in the crowd go, it wasn't me! It wasn't me! It's during this, we see Neve Campbell in the crowd, and she's looking like a fucking, like a hot, I don't give a fuck, punk rocker, loner chick. You're like, oh, she's fun.
Yeah.
She is fun, like, good on her.
Yeah.
Healy then announces the guests, and it's Kevin Bacon and that actress who was the one who was nominated for awards for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason.
And I'm not shitting on her. She was fine, but
it's just her role didn't have much.
She was at best the fourth best female character in this movie.
At best.
Yeah.
At very best.
Yeah. And like, Ruby's competing with her for that.
Honestly, like both the girls did amazing.
Both the girls and Denise Richards' mom.
Yeah, they did amazing.
Those are the three best for sure.
Yeah.
And then who's number 4?
Maybe we should.
It could be her.
Start an award show.
Let's do it. The 5-6 Kings Awards.
Yeah. There we go.
Nah. I was gonna think of a fun. I was gonna say the Kingies.
The Stinkers.
That sounds no.
No, that's what I'm saying. They
were the Stinkers.
The last award that was reading off. They were the Stinkers award show. Like the fuck. How do they even get backing?
That would be something. Every year, we do a year of the movies we review. We do some year-end awards.
Yeah.
We figure, that's...
I'm down for that.
Braden coming up with a golden idea there. We got something.
I got the golden ticket.
We got something. We'll DM the actors congratulating them on their victory.
Like, what the fuck is this?
The 5-6 King Awards.
We just need one of them to be like,
thank
guys.
You. He shares it.
Yeah, he goes on Instagram.
It's a big day for me.
That'd be great.
It's them. Neve Campbell, when Kevin Bacon goes up to the microphone, stands up and says, I'm out of here. This prick can kiss my ass. Kevin Bacon. So we don't know what's going on there, but then everyone goes, ooh,
shit.
And Kevin Bacon just kind of like, is like, anyways. He just lets it happen.
Yeah.
It's like, anyways. who here knows what a sex crime is? And the dude that said he can meditate in study hall yells out, "Not getting any!" Boom! And then the crowd goes, "Ah!" And then that scene is over.
Isn't that in the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they know that's a great fucking
They're like,
line.
this is how we're going to get the people in.
Yeah.
We're going to have this guy. We're now looking at... I
think they just started showing like the high school or some or like
but I can't tell if it's after school, like extracurricular stuff.
That's what I think it is.
Or because they refer to it as sailing class. The one thing.
It was very weird.
Yeah. But like the cheerleaders are out there, and like I can't imagine there was a cheerleading class.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it seemed like after school shit.
Yeah.
We see cheerleaders and lacrosse players and sailing. You get the feel early on that lacrosse was going to be a big part of this movie.
No,
not even. We might not see a lacrosse player after this scene.
If I had to guess, I think they were showing lacrosse because maybe it's
a rich white high school.
It's a richer, preppier.
They're like, they play lacrosse.
Yeah,
that's their thing.
And like, what a cool fucking high school that has like what are they on the ocean or the fucking lake or something?
They're on like an intercoastal there.
Intercoastal, yeah.
It was, yeah.
Good for them.
It's a sexy little setup they got there.
Yeah.
Pat Healy is the sailing coach. We hear the cheerleaders as he's getting to the dock with Jimbo. Jimbo was the kid.
Yeah, Jimbo's the
not getting any. I can meditate. Jimbo's a prominent player in this movie at times.
Yeah, you know, like
they pull up to the dock and we hear the cheerleaders cheering, "The Buccaneers are number 1, and don't you forget it."
Chubb at 2%.
2%. There we go.
Already into the.
Yeah, they're cheering. They're the Blue Bay Buccaneers, and they're number 1. And don't you forget it.
I won't.
Healy is clearly watching them.
Yeah, they just got off their little sail. I guess he was like
sailboat, and he's explaining to Jimmy what to do. He's like, bring the thing down, do the winch,
and he starts complaining. He's like, "Man, why don't you get a real boat or something like that?"
No, so he's not. A big boat goes by in the intercoastal, and Jimmy's like, "Man, I could party on that boat for sure, Pat Healy."
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's not a boat." And then he points, and there's a bigger sailboat. And he's like, that's a fucking boat right there. You're like, all right.
Okay.
This guy's real into sailing,
really
I
into
guess.
sails.
Jimmy thanks Healy for getting them into the class. He's like, my fucking broke-ass bitch dad wouldn't pay for it, so I appreciate you getting me in.
Yeah.
And Healy talks about how he put himself through college working on boats and how it beats flipping burgers. And then he puts Jimmy in like a playful headlock and gives him like a noogie, which didn't really didn't make sense that he was doing it there. He's like, yeah, no problem. I worked on boats to get myself through college. Yeah, you little rascal. Like, that's not where you give a noogie.
And the blocking and the angle of like how they cut from this scene to when what happens next was kind of weird because like walking off to the right and then she comes in on like the left. I don't know if like it just seemed like a weird cut and it kind of like threw me off for like a second. I don't know if you remember that at all, but
I didn't remember being thrown off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe I'm just I have better
just the way she like
I have better spatial awareness than you.
Well, it made it seem like they were walking out of frame as if they were leaving the scene like where they were, and then she pops into frame, and I was like, what just happened?
The way they were doing that felt like that scene was about to be over.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, he felt like, those guys. It was just like, we'll show that they have a fun, playful relationship. Yeah, but nah. Then Denise Richard comes down, and she's like, hey, that looks fun. Can I play? And then all sexy, she asks Healy, she's like, so who's going to watch your... Oh, she has her shirt tied up like...
I think she said something
like pull the... Oh, no, I'm talking about what she's dressed like real quick.
Okay.
Like, pulled the bottom part through the neck hole, so it's like tied up, and her torso's exposed.
Yeah, she looks hot as shit.
Like a sexy little. You're like, she's.
I think she said, "Is this game just for boys, or can I play too?" Something like that.
She's like, it looks fun. Can I play?
Yeah. Bro. Chubb now 10%. She's gonna keep going up.
And she's like, who's washing your Jeep this weekend? And he's like, I don't. And she's like, it's a senior car wash. Don't forget. And she's like, me and Nicole are teammates. Maybe we come by and wash it. And he tells her that he's going to the Glades on Saturday. He's like, why don't you come by on Sunday? Wash all the mud off. Sure, he said it just like that. He said it like sexual. And Jimmy's watching all of this.
Yeah, Jimmy finally...
Jimmy's like, what's this all about? He's like, wash all the mud off. And then Denise Richards like, hey, I was waiting for my mom to give me a ride home, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Maybe you give me a ride home. And he's like, And she's like, come on, you wouldn't. And she gets close. She's like, you wouldn't want me like walking all the way home, would you? And he's like, hey, Jimbo, you need a ride? He's like, I got my bike. He's like, yeah, it's fine. You'll throw in the back of the Jeep. You ride with us.
Yeah, kind of like...
So it's like, I don't want to fuck this student.
Yeah, you get this feeling like, this... Okay, he understands that this girl wants to fuck him, and he doesn't want to... He wants to be nice, but he doesn't want to come out, especially in front of his other student friend.
He doesn't want to be like, oh, yeah, I'll give you a ride home.
Yeah.
Maybe we pull over. We get this Jeep a little muddy so you can wash the mud off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like, he's like, I'm a fucking teacher. He's a guidance counselor, we find out.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't be doing this. We then hear Semi-Charmed Life start playing. You know Semi-Charmed Life?
No.
That song.
Yeah.
You know that song.
I know that song, yeah.
It starts playing, and Healy's driving. Jimmy sits shotgun, and Denise Richard is, like, in the middle. She's kind of on Jimmy's lap, and like she's not pumped about it. Jimmy's loving it. Jimmy's grinning ear to ear.
When they get to the gate, she, like, completely...
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's sitting on Jimmy, the student's lap.
Oh, okay.
She's kind of on Jimmy's lap.
Okay.
And she's, like, annoyed that that's part of it. And Jimmy's just smiling. He's like, it's awesome.
He's like, I'm living the life.
They then pull up. Nev Campbell is trying to get her punch buggy to start up.
Oh, yeah. And
Healy pulls up, and he's like, you need a ride? And Denise Richards says, look at her shoes. Where did she get them? Whores for less? Which isn't clever.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell. Whores for less is what she said.
Yeah.
There used to be a
shoe store
called Payless.
Yeah.
But you could just say whore less.
Yeah.
Or slut less.
True.
Or, hey, look how slutty those fucking shoes are that Nev Campbell has on her slutty little feet. She could have said anything like that.
Yeah, it would have been
Whore
better.
for less is not clever. And I didn't like that line.
Okay.
Yeah, really didn't like that line. Enough to where I wrote it down because I was like, that was not... And, like... There's no way Denise Richard was fucking ad-libbing that. She wasn't, like, riffing and being like, whore for less. No, someone wrote that down, and Denise Richards had to say it, and it made me think her character was a fucking moron.
Yeah.
Nev Campbell is like, bitch, I don't need a ride, and then she gets the car to start and flicks Denise Richards off. Flicks Denise Richards off and... does a sexy little tongue thing.
Yeah,
she's like,
does. Yeah.
No, she doesn't just stick it. She's like,
can you guys hear that?
Do your tongue noise. She does that.
Yeah.
She does like that and flicks her off. And I'm like, ooh. And Pat Healy's like, nice to see you kids are getting along, and then drives off. They pull up to a gate. Why Can't We Be Friends by Smash Mouth is playing.
Yep.
They started off strong with the music, and then it kind of tapers off. I don't think there's another song in this movie where I, like, in the moment, processed what song it was and put it down. I'm sure I knew another song. This, Why Can't We Be Friends?
Yeah.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? They pull up to the gate, and this is where...
Yeah.
Pat Healy goes to push a button, and Denise Richards like, I got it.
I fucking got it.
She's like, I got that button. Don't you worry, Pat Healy. Leans all over him and hits the button. Super sexual. And then sits back. They pull in the gate. Huge property.
Huge.
Humongous house.
So you get the impression.
Multiple smaller houses. There's fucking slaves working in the field. Like that. That family is just fucking about it. Jimmy's blown away.
Yeah.
Jimmy is like in awe. He's like, oh my God, because Jimmy's still there.
Yeah.
Jimmy's still a part of all this.
Yeah. You kind of get the sense, too, that Jimmy doesn't,
Jimmy doesn't belong.
Yeah.
Jimmy don't belong there.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's why the girls don't fuck with him.
Yeah.
That's why he's not getting any.
That's right. That's sex crime. Denise Richard gets out of the Jeep and, like, jogs over to Pat Healy's door. And she's like, don't forget about the car wash on Sunday. And he goes, I won't.
So enthusiastic.
Denise Richards' mom then comes out on the balcony.
Like half naked, bro, like in a bikini or something.
Oh, it was a bra and underwear. It wasn't even a bikini.
Yeah.
It was her robe that was open, and it's bra and panties.
Hot.
Yeah, she's a very attractive older woman.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, hey there, Pat Healy. Nice to see you. Maybe you come on inside for a drink. And he's like, I can't.
But he's so cool with it. He's like,
He's like, nah, I got some business to take care of.
yeah, like he's like the coolest fucking guy, and it just shows you, you just gotta be a badass. You just gotta not give a fuck. That's why I haven't got with Sarah. Can't chase the tail, David. You're never gonna get there. Can't chase the dragon. You're always gonna be chasing.
Always chasing the dragon.
Yeah.
We don't see Jimmy get dropped off because Jimmy doesn't fucking matter.
He doesn't.
No, he's in a few other scenes, but
I'm sure they shot it, and they're like, what the fuck are we doing editing this in? Let's get this fuck out of here.
Yeah, they're like,
what a waste of time.
They're like, yeah, we don't need the scene of dropping off. At, I'm sure his sad house, and his dad's like, oh, this the big sailing guy, huh? He got you in that sailing class that I couldn't pay for, huh?
yeah.
Like,
It's just a jealous fucking father.
They shot that scene, and we're like, yeah, let's take it out.
Yeah.
We then see Healy's out in the glades. The Everglades.
And he's like doing fucking, what do they call them? Donuts. He's doing like donuts with it, and
which is what you do on an airboat. You fucking.
I don't know. I've never been on an airboat.
Oh, so that's what you're fucking doing donuts and crazy shit. Yeah,
nice.
That's what an airboat's all about. That's why you have an airboat to go out there and drive crazy.
Okay, dope.
Yeah. Looks cool out there. He feeds a gator by hand.
Oh yeah, I remember that shot,
which I think is illegal. Everglades, the national park, you are not allowed to.
You're only
feed
allowed
the animals
to
or interact with them.
Only if you have like a permit to actually kill them. Like like during certain seasons. So they had like that show, fucking Gator or something.
Gator Boys.
Gator, yeah.
Gay swamp people.
Yeah, gay swamp people. Yeah, exactly.
But regardless, it's a bad idea to go feed the gator. That makes the gators think they can go up to kids. Well, kids, sure.
No, yeah.
They go up to people and like that's a source of food. And then they fucking bite children.
What blew my mind more than any of that was the fact that I'm pretty sure that was Matt Dillon. Or Healy? What?
Healy. Pat Healy. Yeah. Private investigator.
But can you imagine, like, he's probably never fed a gator before, and they're like, some dude with a camera's just like, no, feed it.
He grew up with gators and
really?
And fed them. No.
Yeah,
but I
thought it was a fun fact you were throwing up.
No, you're the fun fact guy. Told you that.
yeah, you're right.
Told you that. What am I?
Yeah, you're the storyteller.
The notes and
just a great overall human being. No.
Sex appeal.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
We went over this. We then hear, "Hi, Mr. Lombardo," which is Pat Healy, and it's Denise Richards and a fucking hot ass friend of hers.
Dude, hot.
They're there to wash all the mud off.
All the mud.
Yeah, there's also a Mercedes parked right next to the Jeep, and he says they might want to wait until it moves. And the friend's like, "Oh, is this your Mercedes?" And like fucking with him because obviously it isn't his Mercedes. He goes, "I know, dude. Do you want to say it?"
Yeah, he goes,
I'll let you get it.
No, mine's blue.
Yeah.
Like, what? He's just so cool.
He's like, mine's blue, baby girl.
Yeah.
Another babe fucking walks out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
It's who he was banging that night.
But she's an adult.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She seems like his age.
Yeah. She does not seem like she's in high school.
Yeah. Right in front of this babe, Denise Richards asks Pat Healy, she goes, "So where's your hose, Mr. Lombardo?" All sexy like that, meaning his cock.
Yeah.
And he goes, "It's in front of the Jeep." Just like that.
Yeah, he's like, "Bitch, get back."
It's in front of the Jeep. Like, fucking stop it.
Yeah.
Healy's babe then says, she's like, "Denise Richards is going to wash your Jeep?"
Are you fucking
like
kidding
that,
me?
like, which is bizarre. Like, they're adults, and she's like, "What's this slut doing over here?"
So
jealous of the high school student there.
Throughout the film, it seems like random people in different positions of their city know their family. I forget the last name. But
Denise
it's almost,
Richards' family.
Yeah, Denise Richards' family. So they must be like a very powerful, rich family that everyone kind of knows about.
The huge house. They talk about them being the most powerful family down there.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. But the way she said it, and he goes, it's for a good cause. It's a senior car wash. I don't know what the cause is.
Yeah.
And he says, plus a little hard work never hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fucking
it's for a good cause,
rich girl. She's out here washing cars today. Great.
Yeah.
And his chick is not having it. She's like,
she's pissed.
She's like, oh yeah, Mr. Philanthropist here.
Yeah,
like, yeah. You gonna fuck that little girl? Like, which is insane.
That she was so suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And just hate. And just like jealous. You know.
And then
like,
they kiss, and he says, "Have a good time at the club." And she walks out to her.
Is that what he said? The club.
Yeah.
Right. Because I was like, what the fuck is it like? What is it like? The beginning of the day on Sunday?
We
like,
know the club. The club's a prominent part of this movie. It's that club. Yeah, it's like it's like a yacht club.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Would you think like fucking strip club?
I don't know, bro. Like maybe she's going to the club on Sunday.
She's going to the Clevelander, just partying.
Yeah.
Kiss her, has fun at the club. She goes and gets in and like stares down the girls like these fucking sluts.
Yeah.
And then it's a classic car wash scene.
Hot.
The two girls they're spraying each other
all
with
white
the hose.
too.
Yeah. They're wearing all white, like white button down.
Yeah.
Sure, they're spraying each other. They're getting all soapy, and it's laughing like I got you with the hose. It's shit like that.
Is this like the epitome of what
life?
Yes. Of what everyone else tried to copy off of? Like, were they one of the first ones to do?
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Maybe Zoolander?
The
freak gasoline incident?
Yeah.
Could have been that.
Could have been that, yeah.
There's young boys of different races to show diversity. They're watching from down the street. They're playing basketball in the driveway, and they're watching from down the street. And it's like 12-year-old kids, and they're like, whoa.
They're hot.
Yeah, like, this is nuts.
And it reminds me of, like, just the 5-6 kings at an early age, you know?
We didn't have any diversity.
You're right.
It was 4 white Catholic kids.
Yeah, besides the diversity part.
Healy comes out and says it looks brand new. Denise Richards asks for the coupon. She's like, aren't you forgetting something, Healy? We need the coupon, silly. And he's like, don't you think you can just... She's like, no, rules are rules. And he's like, all right, wait here. I got it somewhere inside. Just wait here. I'll come back out. She's like, actually, we're already running kind of late, so maybe Nicole could move on to the Mansons, and you could just give me a ride there once you find it. And he's like, no. just wait here. I'll be right back with it. And he goes inside. While he's inside, Denise Richards goes over to Nicole. She's like, just leave.
She's like, you sure?
I was like, sure. She's like, oh, yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Very sure. And Nicole's like, all right. And inside, while Healy's looking for the coupon, we hear the car start, and then we hear his front door open and close, and we see him react to it.
Yeah. He's like, what the fuck?
Gets up, walks over to the door, and Denise Richards is just standing in the doorway, dripping wet, and giving him just heavy fuck me eyes.
Yeah.
Like, she is down. He
don't even want to tell you what percentage the chub is at now.
It's got to be high. It's got to be up there. He then wags the coupon, and screen fades to black. We then see Denise Richards walk out of the house looking upset.
Yeah. And her shirt's like a little torn.
Was it a little torn?
Like in the bottom, just like a little bit.
Shirt's a little torn. We don't know how much time has passed, but the young boys of different races are still playing basketball.
Yeah.
In the street, and like there's someone like doing some landscaping in the yard down the street. He's still there.
Yeah.
So they don't say how much time passed, but everyone's still doing their goings about.
Mm-hmm. And then
we cut to Badass House on the Water. Frankie, we come to know him because Denise Richards' mom is getting her brains fucked out by him, and she's going, "Yeah, Frankie, there we go." And Braden caught a good thing.
I got an eagle's eye, people, especially for nuts. Yeah, if you you really look at it, you could see his little nut for a second.
Yeah. Brayden, like, he pulled up. He's like, I think there was a nut. And I was like, well, we got to confirm this.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Pulled it up, paused it. He's like, right there. I was like, oh, that's a nut.
Well,
that's Frankie's nut.
What we really come to realize is that when these two are having a sex scene, there's nothing between them.
Frankie was fucking her. And that's why I thought that lady won awards.
Right?
They show full penetration.
Yeah.
They
basically.
show it. Denise Richards' mom gets an automated call from the high school just saying that her son or daughter was absent from school today.
Yeah, and she was, like, pissed off.
She was like, what the fuck? She was pissed off that she was getting the call while she was just getting
yeah,
railed.
that was more of what it was.
Yeah. But
interrupting my fuck.
Yeah, but also she's like, what the fuck? Where is she? And, like, she slams the phone down. She's like, where the fuck? Why wouldn't she at school today?
Yeah.
We're now at the school. Healy's sitting in the principal's office, and the principal's bragging about catching a fucking barracuda, which is a trash fish.
Trash.
And then Healy tells him, he's like, well, you can't eat the barracuda because they're poisonous. Not true.
Yeah,
you can't. It's fucking. I don't know anyone who eats barracuda.
Yeah.
It would not be. It's not a good fish to eat, but it's not poisonous.
Yeah,
you
not
could
poisonous.
eat it.
Yeah.
But it's a trash fish. Principal should be like, yeah, barracuda.
It was a big barracuda.
God, yeah, but like fucking who's
No.
who's stoked and like framing pictures of them catching a barracuda? Also, like he seems like he fishes. Like the principal, he's like, yeah, he's like, I go out all the time, all that shit.
Which, if you do enough, you would know that this is like...
Yeah, unless it was a world record barracuda, and you're like, I was the fucking biggest fish.
It'd be great if he was like, listen, man, I'm a fishing expert, and barracuda's not that good of a fish, and the producer's like, listen, man, we only have this big fake barracuda for you to take a picture of. We don't have any other big fake fish, right?
So we got one fake fish.
Right? It's a big barracuda,
right? When Healy tells him that it's poisonous and it'll kill him if he eats it, the principal says, shit, I can say that about most of the girls you date. Like, oh, got him. Woo. Denise Richards' mom calls, wants to talk to Healy, and he goes over to his office, takes the call, and she asks if he's heard from Denise Richards since she skipped. He says no, and then we hear gunshots in the yard at Denise Richards' mom's house, and she just goes up. Never mind, I found her. And you're like, oh, okay.
All right.
Gunshot. She's like, all right, it's my daughter, and I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
My daughter who skipped school without telling anybody, and I'm comfortable with all this. Outback, she's skeet shooting, where it's like a pole, and then you shoot the thing in the air. Over the intercoastal, and like there's houses on the other side of the water, has to be illegal. There is no way someone can just go on the intercoastal in South Florida and just be fucking shooting skeet.
As if bullets don't travel more than like
a
couple hundred
feet. As if it's going to hit the plate and stop.
Yeah.
The bullets are just going to drop on it. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah.
But it's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Denise Richards' mom's being all sexy on the phone, telling Healy how great it was seeing him the other day. And then how they should hang out sometime, have a drink. Frankie walks up and she says, I haven't found anyone who can handle my boat the way you can.
Wow.
And Frankie looks upset and walks away.
Yeah. Which is just funny.
Yeah.
What a line. Like, this woman, she's got it all.
Yeah, and she's
never pleased.
Never pleased.
Never pleased.
Never pleased. Denise Richards' mom then says, I know you're fucking Barbara Baxter. That's the lady who was at the house. Baxter family is also a prominent family in this town. And he says, yeah, maybe I'm a one woman man now. And she tells him he's a hired hand in a good lay. And that's it. He needs to enjoy it while it lasts.
And when she says that,
I'm like, I got a chub on that one. I was like, this lady,
yeah,
she's just, the sex drive is through the roof on this woman.
And I don't know if you said this, but when we see Healy, he's like at his desk, and in the beginning of that shot, it said there was like an award that said Educator of the Year.
Educator of the Year.
So we see he's like a prominent figure within.
He's the EOY.
Yeah. He's the EOY, baby.
And then that call ends.
Yeah.
Denise Richards' mom, she goes out to see Denise Richard, and she's giving her shit for missing school. She's like, let me guess. A boy didn't call you back, so you got upset and skipped school today. And Denise Richard, like, annoyed, just walks past her.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to point the gun at her.
She
like,
technically did for a split
but
second.
she put it down.
Yeah,
I thought she was going to, like, hold it at her.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
look,
She
I was
didn't,
like, it's going to get dark.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
She's like, say that again. Say that again. See what happens.
Yeah.
And they're walking, and Denise Richards sees Frankie jump in the pool, and she goes, "Which one of your deckhands is that?" And the mom goes, "Whichever I want."
Dude, like, life must be just so grand. All you got to do is, well, we'll get to it. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah.
They go inside, and the mom says, "Okay, what's wrong, Denise Richards?" And she starts crying and says she misses Dad. And the mom goes, "Ah, Jesus." She's like, "Yeah, I do too sometimes."
She's like, no, you don't.
Yeah. And then the mom goes, "Look, Denise Richards, he didn't have to kill himself."
Bro, I started bursting out laughing.
Yeah, that was great.
Like, in that
Were you about
moment.
to say all you have to do is have a husband who kills himself and you have tons of money?
Yeah,
and,
that's exactly what I was
you,
gonna say.
you can just fuck whichever deckhand you want?
Yeah, literally. Yeah. just annoy your husband to the point of suicide.
Ah, let's not.
Sorry.
Let's not put that on this woman.
I'm just saying the way she's reacting now. Like,
Annoy your husband to the point of suicide.
bro, the way she's reacting, though, it's like as if it was part of the plan or something.
That seems like a fucking monster, though. Do you see all the pictures in the room that
I
they're
was
in?
just about to say, did you see? Well,
It's all big game hunting.
but it seemed like they were in the, I don't know which girl. It seemed like a girl was in the photos.
Could have been mom and dad, or
It
mom.
could have been mom or daughter.
It's all like him with zebras and
No, yeah.
rhinoceroses that he's killed. Like,
But good set design. You know, like good little things that
Yeah.
you might not have noticed, you know.
yeah, but
But it says a lot about the family and shit, you know.
yeah, they're like, we got so much money, we can kill anything.
We could literally go and kill any animal. It does not matter.
Yeah.
Or person, probably.
Mom offers Denise Richards a Valium because she's being hysterical, and Denise Richards,
Because what's a mom to do
other
when
than just say,
when a
have
daughter
Valium.
starts crying a little bit?
Crying about the fact that she misses her dead father.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, you want a Valium? I got Frankie over there waiting for round 2.
I gave you 2 sentences to try and make this better. Now I'm at
Yeah.
the point where I'm just going to give you
Just
drugs.
here, take a Valium.
Yeah.
Denise Richards starts crying and says she was raped, and the mom goes, "What? What was that? Baby, I can't really hear you." She goes, "I was raped," and mom's like, "What?" And she goes, "By Pat Healy."
Yeah.
Then we're at the police station. Kevin Bacon and his partner are talking to Denise Richards and Denise Richards' mom, and the mom yells, "My daughter does not get raped at Blue Bay."
As if, it's okay to get raped somewhere else.
Yeah, but not my rich-ass daughter in our rich-ass town. That does not happen.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "This son of a bitch must be insane if he thinks he could do this to me." Making it all about her. The mom is great.
Yeah.
Makes it all about her. He's doing this to me.
Such a strong performance. Such great acting. Didn't even get nominated.
No. But the Kevin Bacon's fucking partner did.
Who stays on the same emotional level throughout the entire film.
Yeah, she says she'd like to take Denise Richards' statement alone and ask the mom to leave. The mom's like, "You okay with that?" She's like, "Yeah, it's fine." And then she leaves. Denise Richards says how she's a nice guy. She's like, "So just take me through what happened." She's like, he started rubbing my shoulders and, he's a nice guy, so I let him. I let him rub my shoulders, and then the next thing I knew, his hands were down my shorts, and his
fingers were inside me.
Both spots,
So, but so innocent. She's doing a fantastic job of
Yeah, she's teary-eyed and emotional while she's doing
I'm talking about
this.
the acting. The acting is amazing. Denise
Yeah.
Richards is
Nailed it.
I was honestly surprised. Dude, this is really good acting.
That the fucking award-winning actress detective lady then says, "Did he go inside you? Did he go inside you?" Is a fucking question that this police officer asked.
Yeah.
And Denise Richards goes, "Yes."
Yeah.
And she's like, what did you do?" And she said, I kept screaming to stop, but he had my wrist pinned down. And he just kept whispering to me, let it happen. Let it happen. And then he just stopped. And the policewoman says, you mean he withdrew? Which...
Yeah. And she was like, I don't know.
She's like, yeah. And then, but he then said to me, don't worry, I didn't come. No little girl can ever make me come. It's great. It is so great, and that's where that ends. That's her statement.
Yeah,
that's where the statement ends with "No little girl can ever make me come." The police are then hashing it out together,
and they're like rewatching it, right?
Yeah, it's Kevin Bacon, the award-winning actress, and their boss.
Yeah.
The award-winning actress is like, that little slut's full of shit.
Yeah, she's
making up. I'm telling you this right now. She's making this up. She wants to get him in trouble. And no, the Bacon and the cop boss are like, you're fucking crazy.
She even says, she goes, she probably had a crush on him. Yeah. Or something like that. And
she's like, here's what I think happened. I think she propositioned herself to him, and he said no. So she wanted to get him in trouble.
Yeah, she couldn't handle it.
Oh, she also said, it's too bad he didn't come, because then we have some physical evidence.
Oh, my God.
Which is disgusting.
Jesus Christ. Did you say Kevin Bacon said that?
No, she said that.
Oh, she said that.
Yeah, she said it to Kevin, not to Denise Richards.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It'd be great. Be great if while she gave it a statement, she's like, oh, man, it's too bad he didn't come. We'd be able to go up in your pussy and get the cum out, and then we'd know he did it.
Yeah. Fucking wild.
The cop boss says that she's telling the truth and to bring him a case. And Bacon talks about how powerful the family is and shit, and how it's a powerful family. She's saying she was raped by a teacher. We have to pursue this.
Yeah.
Because if it was a not powerful family, he'd be like, oh, I'm all on your side.
The boss is like,
that little slut was asking for it.
Yeah. But the boss is like, you got to build a case.
Yeah. So now we're at the high school. Pat Healy is sitting in his office with the window open, which seemed nice. It seemed like he had a nice breeze in there.
Yeah.
It's like, and there were big windows.
Yeah.
It felt like a scenario where they weren't like slide up windows. They were like, like big, what the fuck's it called? Like, kind of like French door windows.
Yeah. I don't know.
Opening up like that. Yeah. It felt like a situation I would be like, oh, I'll sit there with the windows open.
Yeah.
It seemed nice.
Yeah.
And we see a paper airplane just fly in and land on his desk.
What a nice paper airplane. I mean, come on, man. Like, the way that thing flew in, like, the thing really flew in.
Oh, it was professional grade shit.
Yeah. I wonder if they actually hired someone. No one on set can actually make a good enough paper airplane to get the shot off. We need a professional.
I don't think so.
No?
No. I imagine that didn't even really happen. I'm guessing he sat at his desk and just reacted to something, and they added the paper airplane afterwards. Would be my guess. I can't imagine someone threw it, or they did a billion takes.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it landed like on the desk, like right over his head on the desk. Like it's.
But it looked, looked real.
Yeah, it's the thing about the pictures, man.
I know.
They make a believable movie.
Something about motion pictures, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. He looks at the paper airplane, and we don't see it yet. He then goes to the window and sees Kevin Bacon and his partner are questioning people.
Well, they're with the principal.
Is the principal out there?
Yeah.
Okay, I said they were talking to somebody.
Yeah.
And then
he
Pat
checks
Healy, we see what's on the paper airplane.
He's getting some dome.
Yeah. It's so it's not a picture though.
It's not a picture.
It's a drawing.
Yeah.
It says sex crimes -1A, and then underneath it says Mr. Lombardo, and it's a like illustration of him holding a girl by the pigtails while she sucks his dick.
Very descriptive, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is very well done.
Yeah. We
then see Healy's finishing up his sailing class, and the principal's walking up, so Healy dismisses Jimbo. He's like, all right, Jimbo, good work today.
Yeah.
We'll tackle this again on Monday. And the principal tells Healy about the rape allegation, and Healy's like, yeah, Jimmy told me. which is fucking bizarre.
Yeah, which is hilarious.
He's like, I guess I'm the last one to know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he does say that, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The principal then says Denise Richards' mom is pushing for him to be suspended, and he's like, I didn't fucking do it, man. And the principal's like, I hear you. My only suggestion to you is to go get a lawyer. And then Pat Healy goes, who the hell what lawyer would want to go up against the Van Ryans in court? That's the family's last name, Van Ryan.
Van Ryan.
And he goes, I know this guy Martin Vale, who got this kid off. This kid murdered Archbishop Rushman in Chicago, and he got him off on insanity, and he didn't even fucking plead insanity.
Yeah.
And he's like, is it raining? You've been saving up for a rainy day? Because it's raining. And then he's like, oh, I've been saving up. It's raining. And then Martin Vale comes, and we do.
Little did we know, that was Edward Norton.
Who?
The kid that he got off for insanity. I'm just making like a joke to last week's episode.
You understand that's who Martin Vale is. And I just described... I said Martin Vale. I know this guy, Martin Vale, who got this kid off who murdered Archbishop Rushman in Chicago. I used all of the characters' names from the movie and described the plot of Primal Fear.
You're too good at it sometimes, David. I thought you were saying the actual dialogue that happened in the film.
No. It was even close. He says, who's going to want to go up against the Van Ryans in court? And then that's the end of that scene. He's then driving... he drives up to like a strip mall and goes into this lawyer's office that looks like a fucking it's like a State Farm insurance place in a strip mall. He's walking into there.
Yeah, it did look like a very shitty plaza.
And he goes in and meets with the lawyer, who's Bill Murray.
Look at that.
Yeah. Bill Murray's wearing a neck brace.
Suits him well.
Yeah. He wants to know Pat Healy's relationship with Denise Richards. Healy says, I was her guidance counselor. She was my student. That's it. And Bill Murray's like, all right, great. You have nothing to be worried about. And then Healy's like, what the fuck's up with your neck brace, man? What's happening here? And then Bill Murray like kind of looks out the window and takes it off and goes, yeah, I don't need to wear it all the time. There's just, there's some insurance guy poking around here earlier, so I had this on,
So it seems like he knows all the tricks of the trade.
Yeah, so he's scamming somebody with a neck injury.
Yeah.
And he says, all right, so let me tell you how I bill. And then we leave that. Healy is pulling up to the yacht club. Yeah. Georgie, the valet, goes, Georgie, what's up? We gonna catch some wind today or what?
Yeah.
And Georgie says, I can't park your car, Mr. Healy. And he's like, what do you mean you can't fucking park my car? I'm gonna sail.
Yeah.
We're catch some wind.
I'm a regular here.
Park this. And then a car pulls up behind him, and it's Mr. Oh, he says, I'm meeting Barbara Baxter here for lunch. And he's like, I don't know about all that. And then a car pulls up behind. And it's Mr. Baxter.
Mr. Baxter.
He tells Georgie to park the car and that they're in a hurry, which doesn't
really make...
I don't... We're in a hurry. You got to park it now. You can just give Georgie the keys and leave the car there, I assume, Mr. Baxter.
Yeah.
If you're in a hurry, like, I don't...
Why do you got to wait?
And why would you want the car... If it's like we're in a hurry, we're in and out, you wouldn't want him to park it. You'd want to be like, hey, just keep it running up here, Georgie. I'm going to be right back and we're going to leave.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. He just wanted to fucking, I don't know, put some pressure on Georgie.
Yeah.
Georgie obliged. He goes to get in the car. And then Mr. Baxter looks at him and goes, you're finished here, Lombardo. Or Healy. You're finished here, Healy. You're done. And Healy walks past him and goes over to Barbara, his girlfriend, who's Mr. Baxter's daughter.
She even had more range than the other girl.
Yeah, Barbara over that lady.
Yeah.
Healy walks past him, goes over, and he's like, hey, let's just get out of here. But she's not having it. Mr. Baxter grabs him on the shoulder, and he, like, turns around and cocks his fist.
Yeah.
And you think he's going to hit the guy. And Baxter, like, kind of just takes a step back, looks confused, and he puts it down. And he goes, maybe you didn't hear me. I said you're finished in Blue Bay. And if I catch you around my daughter again, you'll be finished, period. Threatened the man's life. The whole time this is happening, while the dad's talking, did you notice Barbara?
She was, like, crying, right?
She was crying, but nodding.
No way.
like in agreement with him. So you'll be finished.
That's her father, right?
You are done in Blue Bay, and if you don't knock this off, you'll be dead.
And he's just a powerful person in in like this, like rich and powerful, right? Like he's not like
he's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's not.
He was, but like maybe retired lawyer. It was weird.
Is he? He's not like the main lawyer though, right?
So he was there. He was definitely a lawyer, but he did not.
Wouldn't you think though, even as a lawyer, like especially if your daughters, maybe I don't know, like what would you think if you're him?
If I'm a lawyer?
Well, no. If you're the father and you're a lawyer, would you be so strong? Like, especially if that was your daughter and this guy has an allegation of rape?
Absolutely.
All right, just one.
All right.
Yeah?
He's finished.
He's finished, period.
He'll be finished, period. Pretty soon.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Just keep this up, see what happens.
Yeah.
Healy gets in his Jeep and leaves. He then goes to some shitty bar.
Yeah.
And the bartender welcomes him back. She says, "Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while." And he orders a rum and Coke. So, like, it's just showing that's a quick, like, this is where he was, and then he was able to fucking get into that yacht club somehow. And, I mean, somehow he was,
now
he
he's
was
shit
fucking
out of
rich
luck.
women, and now he's back at the shithole bar.
Yeah.
He's back to his roots.
Yeah.
He orders a rum and Coke, and then we see him leaving, and a Range Rover is following him and runs him off the road, and so that his Jeep flips into the water.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets out, he's bleeding on the head, and the guy in the Range Rover parks and gets out and goes up to him. Who is it, Brad?
It's the dude that was fucking the
Come on, Frankie!
Frankie!
It's Frankie! Frankie gets in the water, beats the shit out of him, while gators and raccoons are watching.
No, but before he beats the shit out of him, he's like, "Hey, are you okay?" or something like that.
Oh, that's right. He's like, "You okay? You okay?" Frankie has kind of a Spanish accent. He's like, "You okay? You okay, my friend?" And it's like, yeah, I'm fine. It's like, "Oh, that's too bad." And then he just starts beating the shit out of him.
And I was, but he drags him out of the frame. So I'm thinking, like, dragging him out of the frame deeper into water. I'm like, oh, he's about to kill him. That's how I left the scene, thinking like, oh,
yeah,
Healy's dead.
Dead. He was not.
He was not. Yeah.
Bill Murray shows up at Healy's house the next morning, and his front door is all busted open. It's like he has like glass slots on the door. It's like an old Florida, like older homes down here would have that.
Yeah.
Like the glass slots on the door. It's one of those, and that's busted open. Healy doesn't answer, so Bill Murray goes around back, and Healy jumps out with a gun, and then realizes it's Bill Murray.
Spear fishing thing.
What is it, spear gun?
Yeah, spear gun.
Great. It's great. Yeah. Realizes it's Bill Murray, puts it down. His face doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, it didn't look that bad.
His face, it
looked bruised,
a
like
little
black
bit,
eye or something.
It wasn't even black eye. Just like the side was a little, like it didn't look like he just had his car flip over. And his face was busted open. He was bleeding.
Yeah.
And then Frankie beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, there's no like major cut or anything like that.
Or swelling. He's just a little bit.
Now that you brought it back up and reminded me, why was the door broken into? Like, why was what was the point of that?
Maybe he was angry,
right? Or like had to break back into his own home because maybe his keys were in the car. I don't know. Like, I'm like, why the fuck?
Yeah,
never really gets addressed or explained. But yeah, so he's just like
Healy knows who Frankie is. Also,
yeah,
he's like, yeah, I know it was Frankie Kondo. It's Frankie's last name.
Yeah,
he's like, I know it was Frankie Kondo, and he was driving,
which is weird,
Denise Richards' mom's Range Rover.
Yeah,
like it's none of this is.
Apparently, Frankie is a pool boy that is now
he's a deckhand.
Oh, he's a deckhand.
Yeah, who's fucking the mom at the time of the crisis. The mom's emotional. She goes into the arms of Frankie, and she's like, Frankie, I need you to make everything better.
And Frankie just wants to be that guy, you know?
And Frankie's like, done.
And he's jealous, too, because of the remarks earlier, you know? No one floats her boat, whatever the fuck she said.
No one drove my boat as good as you, or could run my boat, or could handle my boat, whatever. Whatever. No one can fuck me like you. You're a good lay, baby.
Yeah.
Healy doesn't want to go to the cops about them because of how powerful the family is, and he's like, I think that would just bring more trouble if I went to the cops and said she did this. I can't prove she was a part of it. And then he talks about he was trying to get a second loan on his house, and she's on the board of the bank that he went to, so he got denied.
So it shows where his mind's at.
Yeah, he's like, she could fucking ruin my life, like I.
And then Bill Murray turns it all around.
Bill Murray says that he's like, we're gonna be fine once we go into court. I don't know if you realize this, but like he's like we're gonna be golden. He's like, when her dad killed herself, they found Denise Richard just coked out of her gourd in some shitty Fleabag motel, and you're the educator of the year, Pat Healy.
Yeah.
She's some fucking cokehead who's got daddy issues. You're educator of the year. She's like, they're trying to find dirt on, or he's like, when they put you two in front of a jury, they're gonna look fucking stupid.
Yeah, and
he's like, they're trying to find dirt on you, and they're not gonna find anything.
He's like, that's why they haven't. That's why no one's contacted you yet.
Yeah, he's like, it's why they haven't gotten a statement from you.
Yeah,
they want to find dirt, and they won't find it, right? And Pat Healy goes, Ken, that's Bill Murray's. Mm-hmm. I don't fuck my students.
Boom, mic drop.
There we go. We're at like this gator.
Yeah, we go to this place a couple times. It's like a gator ranch fucking thing.
It's like like people go from out of town, they'll watch, and the guy does a little gator show. Like
they're showing him showing off his gator moves.
Yeah,
I think she even says that. Oh, he's showing off for you guys. Yeah,
and it's like he grabs the gator, like holds the mouth, kisses it, puts his chin under the gator's chin. Like,
it's pretty wild. You're gonna put a gator's jaws that close to your fucking throat.
I wouldn't.
I would never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon and his partner show up there, and Kevin Bacon knows the people there. He says hi to Ruby and asks where he can find Susie.
Yeah, I was a little confused with that too.
Yeah, he just knows him. He's like, hey, Ruby.
There's a lot of people that just know people in this movie.
Yeah, and it's big. It's weird because like small ritzy town like the OC, where everyone's gonna know everyone. They're all powerful people. But he also knows all of the people at the fucking at the Gator Ranch and all that.
Yeah,
Kevin Bacon's you don't become that caliber of a detective without knowing some people.
Yeah,
it's understandable.
I mean, he's probably just constantly just roaming around town.
Yeah,
meeting people. You know.
Ruby says, "You know the way," and then as he's walking away, says, "You won't shoot her, will you? I don't believe she's armed." And Kevin Bacon makes a fuck you face.
Yeah.
And then keeps walking. So there's something there, we find out.
Yeah, and you get a big feeling that Kevin Bacon's a dick.
I don't get the feeling. I think he's a good cop doing his job. It's now dark out.
Yeah.
It was middle of the day, and it is now dark out.
Yeah.
Baffling. Kevin Bacon goes to a trailer out on that property somewhere and finds Nev Campbell. And she says, Jesus, you guys took long enough. What if someone was trying to strangle me or fuck me in the ass? And then she laughs and says, you guys do sex crimes, right? And Kevin Bacon's like, you fucking called us. Like, what?
Yeah, stop.
He's like, this isn't funny. Like, what's going on?
Well, it's kind of weird, too. They showed up, and she's in a trailer, and she's like, just come in. You think you would go, maybe talk outside? I don't know. It just seems
she doesn't have trust issues, all right? She's very comfortable.
I guess.
Yeah. And she was expecting them. She's fine.
But didn't she kind of act like she... yeah, she was expecting them, but, didn't she kind of act surprised when they...
No, she's took you long enough.
Oh, yeah.
She's I've been fucking just sitting here in the sad trailer all day, waiting for you guys to come.
Yeah.
She asked if they arrested Healy. They say no. She's like, are you going to? And they're like, we're not sure yet. And then she's like, can we go for a walk and talk? And she goes out and she says that Healy gave her a ride a year ago. Kevin Bacon gave her a ride home about a year ago. Kevin Bacon asks if she was flirting with him. Like, yeah, you little slut. What, were you leading him on? Were you trying to fuck your teacher?
Yeah.
Is that what you were telling me? And she gets mad.
That's where the range comes in.
And says, well, who cares? No one's going to believe me anyway. And Kevin Bacon then goes, did Pat Healy rape you? And she yells, yeah, he did. He threw me down and raped me. Are we done? And the woman detective's like, oh, no, we are not done. She's like, were you able to fight him off? And she said, no. He just eventually stopped and said, don't worry. No little bitch could ever make me come.
Boom.
So Lady Detective's like, oh, shit. We got both of them.
Maybe I'm wrong.
We got two people with the same crazy line.
Yeah.
Healy is now in jail. That's how that works. They're like, all right, we got two girls with the same fucking story about it.
Yeah.
That's enough for us to bring them in, get them off the streets. Bill Murray's walking him through the jail, and like all the prisoners like, "What's up, counselor?" Bill Murray's like, "Isaac." He's like high five, and he's doing a victory lap at that. It's great. He goes.
And he's like reassuring him too. He's like, "Don't worry, it's all gonna work out."
Yeah, he says as he's going in there, he's like, "So it's kind of a good news, bad news situation. You were denied bail, but you have a real attorney, not a public defender."
Yeah.
He's like, We'll figure this out. He's like, you'll be fine. They then close it. Bill Murray leaves. Healy's in a cell with a middle-aged bald man who laughs and says, "So you're the new chicken licker, huh?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... We don't see them fuck, but...
What do you say to that dude?
I go, what's a chicken licker?
And he shows you his penis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just question his reality. I say, what's the point of life? Let's see where your brain goes. See how deep your thoughts get.
I mean, he would just hold you down and rape you then. This man's in prison.
David, you don't know me, bro. I might have trust issues.
This
but what
man's
if I'm the one raping him?
You wouldn't be. Yeah.
Maybe.
You would like talk to the guard and think, like, "Hey, no, I can't live with this guy. That's crazy." And think that they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, let's get you out of here."
I explain my trust issues, and
you'd be like, "He's asked me about his chicken liquor. Like, it's fucking crazy. I can't. You're gonna let me just get raped in here?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, we don't give a fuck."
Then I question them about their reality.
Okay. And they'd hit you with the thing that they got. So we're at the courthouse. A limo pulls up, and reporters swarm it. It's Denise Richards and her mom. The news reporter talking about the case, and they talk about Denise Richards' powerful family, and then they refer to Neve Campbell as the girl on the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I'm like, what the fuck? Because where she lives.
Wrong. Not other.
Oh.
Which is other side of the track. No, wrong side. Like, she is
wrong.
incorrect for living there.
Yeah.
Why would you live there when this way nicer place exists? You are wrong living over there. Not other side of the track.
Said
she
that?
said wrong. News reporter. As
News
she's
reporter?
explaining the case. She's like, and the girl on the wrong side of the track, Susie, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bill Murray took a cab to the courthouse.
As one would.
Yeah. Courthouse is packed.
There's no parking at the courthouse.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure
there probably is, but yeah.
And I know the West Palm one, they have their own parking garage where it's just for the courthouse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know if it's just for the courthouse. I know when I've done jury duty down there, it is free parking if you do jury duty in that garage.
Do you have to show that you did a jury duty thing, slip or something?
Yeah, you bring your slip.
Yeah.
Yeah, park for free.
Good to know.
The courthouse packed. The bailiff says, "All rise," and he introduces the judge. And Bill Murray goes, "All right, we got to stand up now."
Oh, I fucking love when he says that.
He's like, "All rise," like, "All right, we got to stand up now."
And this judge is much more respectful.
Well, just correct.
Yeah, correct.
She didn't start talking and then realize everyone was still standing. She did what judges do, which is first and foremost go, "All right, please be seated."
Yeah, please be seated.
Which is how you start it.
Not sit down.
Not, "All right, it's everyone, sit down."
Get the fuck down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you guys to sit down. Sit down. Please be seated. And Bill Murray goes, "All right, now we got to sit."
That part, bro, once again, I was like, there's a couple parts where I was literally laughing out loud. I don't know why. I think Bill Murray ad-libbed that. He probably thought
nobody wrote that down on a piece of paper and had Bill Murray do it.
And
Bill
I think
Murray,
he's trying to show how he is being a good lawyer or attorney to tell his his client every single thing as what he should do.
No, Bill Murray's
I loved
great.
it. Yeah.
Denise Richards on the stand and she's crying. Her lawyer asks what her exact words were when she saw that he was trying to have sex with her, and she's like, "I screamed for him to stop." The lawyer asked if he stopped, and she says, "No. He raped me on the floor of his shitty house."
Yeah, which is funny that she said shitty.
It's so
that was the worst part about it.
Yeah.
If it was a nice house, it wouldn't have been as bad. But no, once again, I have to say, Denise Richards did a phenomenal job acting in this film.
Neve Campbell's on the stand now. Bill Murray asked her who she called when she got arrested for shoplifting. It was Healy. And he's like, and who appeared on your behalf when you got expelled for destruction of property? And she cuts him off when he's saying that. She's like, I broke a window and it wasn't even my fucking fault. And the judge's like, hey. She's like, first of all, let him finish
Slams the fucking thing.
She gavels. And she's like, first of all, let him finish the questions, but also don't cuss.
Yeah.
Who cusses on the witness stand? You don't do that. Bill Murray then asks why she called Healy in May of last year when she was arrested for possession of narcotics, even though she's saying that he raped her in April of last year.
Yeah.
And she's like, why is...
So a month later?
Yeah, she's like, why does that matter? He's like, this man raped you, and a month later, you're still going to him for help? She's like, I needed help. And she's
I love
like,
the way
him?
he soaks that up. He goes, why does it matter?
Yeah.
Looks at the jury. Why does it matter?
Yeah.
And then just proceeds, but great.
Bill Murray, he's like, why does it matter? Because allegedly this man raped you a month before, and now you're calling him for help. But he didn't answer, did he? No, he didn't, because he was out of town, and you did 6 months in jail because of it.
And everyone's like,
you're probably pretty mad at Pat Healy, so now you're going to sit up here and lie under oath. And he goes, did you enjoy being a guest of the state, Nev Campbell? I mean, like being in prison, being a state of Florida's resident. Because you're going back there if you're lying about Pat Healy raping you right now. And the fucking...
And he's like, I believe you are.
Yeah, he's like, I believe you're lying about this, and you're going to go back to prison for lying under oath like this. And the lawyer's like, objection, he's threatening. And judge is like, overruled. Oh, I want to hear this shit out.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm just going to ask you, did Pat Healy rape you? And Nev Campbell says, no, this wasn't my idea. Healy didn't rape me, and he didn't rape Denise Richards either. And Denise Richards is like, you fucking slut. Denise Richards came to me with the idea, and I said, cool. I wanted to get back at Healy. He and I used to be friends. You know, it's like one day you're his favorite, and the next day he doesn't care about you at all.
Yeah.
Which is a sad thing to say.
Yeah.
She's like, Denise Richards pissed at him, too. She's pissed because she's in love with him, and she found out that he was fucking her mom. And then the court's like, oh! Denise Richards charges the stand, and she's throwing shit at her, and the bailiff grabs her and puts her
it was
in
like,
cuffs.
I think it was the water, or a glass of water.
Yeah, she threw a glass of water.
Yeah.
Shatters on the wall behind Nev Campbell, and the bailiff, like, fucking cuffs her and pulls her away. I don't think he arrests her. I think he was just restraining her.
Was this right before or right after when Baxton, the father?
Baxter. That's, I'm glad I didn't put that down. He was not the lawyer trying this case for Nev Campbell. And
he's like sitting front row.
He's sitting front row, and he's like, Your Honor, if we could have a minute. And she's like, Mr. Baxter, you're not trying this case.
And he's like,
She's like, I'm going to need you to sit down. You are not trying this case.
And then he just looked embarrassed.
And
And
he's
he's
like, all right,
fuck.
sit down. It's her courtroom. I'll oblige.
Yeah.
We're now, Bill Murray is driving now, and he's fucking going crazy.
He's so
like,
hyped.
come on, man, let loose. We fucking did it.
Yeah.
We fucking did it. We're about to get a huge payday.
Woo.
It's like, it's going to be sick. And then he sees the limo, and he's like, oh, yeah. He speeds up, and he starts honking at the limo, and he's flipping them off.
And Healy
he's like, better have your checkbook ready.
And Healy doesn't look that satisfied. He just looks more like relieved.
Yeah, he's fucking. He was accused of raping 2 girls,
yeah.
and it's now, hey, that's not the case.
But you could tell he doesn't really care too much about the settlement.
He's not pumped like Bill
Yeah.
Murray. Bill Murray is fucking ecstatic.
Yeah, this is like life-changing, career-changing, I should say.
We then see inside the limo, Denise Richards' mom is pissed, and she's like, "We need to get that motherfucker and nail his balls to the wall." And Baxter's in there.
Yeah. But so is Denise, and it's just hilarious that the mom is not mad really at Denise. Like
that's her baby.
No,
right?
for sure, yeah.
She was sad. She was mad at mommy.
Yeah.
Baxter's riding with them, and he's like, your little princess here committed perjury in court. He's like, I'm gonna have my work cut out for me to make sure she doesn't go to jail. Like, we're not getting Pat Healy. He's clear.
Yeah.
He's like, we're not nailing him to the wall with anything.
Yeah.
I'm now keeping your daughter out of jail for committing perjury in court.
Yeah.
Like, that's,
the mom was just fucking flipping out.
He's like, that is my job now.
Yeah. Literally, he said, you don't understand, or like, you don't get it.
He's like, you do not understand the severity of what just happened in there. She said a guy raped her, and then it came out that she was lying.
Yeah.
It's like, it's some town in Alabama, the Scottsboro Boys, which it was like early 1900s, maybe like 1930s, maybe not early. It was in the 1900s, 20th century.
Yeah,
it was a group of 13 black men who were accused of raping 2 white women on a train, and the white women in court said that, like, they came clean and said that they made it up and it wasn't true. And you know what happened?
No.
Those 13 black men still went to prison for raping those 2 white girls.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It is insane.
Wait. In court, the girls...
One of them was like, did a Nev Campbell.
Campbell.
We made all this up.
And the judge was like,
they were,
fuck, bro.
Our boyfriends, like, tried kicking them off the train because they were black and, like, were picking a fight with them. And, like, they stood up for themselves and like, beat our boyfriends up. Not like they didn't kill them, but, like, they defended themselves. And our boyfriends told us to come up with the story. And it's not true. And they still went to jail.
Jesus
and
Christ.
I met a kid from Scottsboro, Alabama. And I said, oh, you know about the Scottsboro Boys? And he said, and I kind of quote, you mean those dumb N-words who raped those 2 white girls? And I just said, something like that.
Oh, my God.
I was like, he and I aren't having this conversation.
Jesus Christ,
I expected, like, that was horrible.
Just shows you.
He's like, you mean those dumb N-words who raped those 2 white girls?
Oh, my God.
Those 2 white angels, those princesses. They were
could never do nothing
They
wrong.
were so scared, David. They just wanted to rack the trade.
Yeah. Dude, that's so fucked up, bro.
Yeah, Scottsboro Boys. I junior year, Miss Bernard we did research projects.
That was your project?
She said, your group does the Scottsboro Boys. I was like, great. And I was like, oh,
holy
fucking
up. Shit.
So Miss Bernard, thank you for that.
Damn. Did they go to prison for like the rest of their life, or did they get out?
So some of them got out over time. Some of them
up,
spent their entire lives in prison.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Some
That's
of them died in prison. It's crazy.
That's messed up.
That's what this country was.
Jesus Christ.
We're now big meeting at Bill Murray's house. Healy, Denise Richards' mom, Baxter, and Frankie are all waiting in Bill Murray's office. Bill Murray isn't there. He pulls up late and in a brand new Mustang convertible. I love it. He's like, here we go.
One thing I forgot to say earlier too is the clothing that the rich families were wearing were like top tier. If you guys have seen it, you guys know what I'm talking about. Not to jump back too far or anything like that. Just saying during the court cases.
Oh, she's like the big hat and all that
like
stuff.
They
looked like ritzy.
They looked like they were doing a cover magazine for Vogue.
And Nev Campbell looked like she was on the wrong side of the tracks.
The wrong side.
She is
not
wrong
the
for
other.
living over there.
Yeah.
They all signed papers.
We're at Bill Murray's, right?
Yeah, we're in his office. He comes in. He's like, sorry, I'm late, folks.
Did you see what they were looking at in his office?
No.
Another little great set design piece. All of the pictures on the wall were people that had checks in their hands and neck braces on. So like that was his niche.
That's great.
Before this happened. That's why he's so ecstatic. So I don't have to do this bullshit anymore.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. I love that. Little things like that, man.
They all signed papers, and then Denise Richards' mom leaves. Frankie goes to leave with her and then aggressively gets in Healy's face and says, I'll be seeing you. Yeah?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, yeah. And he's like, all right. And like backs off and goes, it's crazy. Crazy.
Like you're going to threaten someone in front of an attorney.
Yeah, and You're going to threaten the man who you flipped his Jeep and beat him up because you thought he raped someone that turns out he did not. It was made up.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, you're still a little bitch. You're still a little bitch, Pat Healy.
Yeah.
Like, getting in his face. Crazy.
It's really probably just about the sex thing. Like, he's probably not even in love
Absolutely.
with the, you know, it's got to be the sex thing.
Absolutely. That's his cash cow. That's Frankie's cash cow.
Yeah.
All right, what's Frankie going to have when she dumps him?
Nothing.
And inevitably, she's going to dump him. She gets whatever deckhand she wants.
Yeah.
One point, Frankie's going to be too old for her. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Frankie just can't keep up with Matt Dillon. Or Healy.
Pat Healy.
Pat Healy.
Bill Murray tells Baxter to come by sometimes. We'll have lunch. And Baxter smiles and says, see you at the club. And shakes his hand and walks out. Bill Murray loves that. He's like, see you at the club? He's like, see you at the club? We're going to be at the club. And then he's like, oh, get my 5-iron. Like he's talking like gets a big like, Walter, grab my 5-iron for me. He's talking like that. He's pumped. He tells Healy, he's like, hey man, I know like you're having a hard time like being happy about this, and I get like you're more relieved and your life's not. Like, he's like, yeah, I lost my house and all that stuff. Like, it's like I lost my job, I lost like my life. He's like your life's not. You're
not over.
Put the pieces back.
Yeah,
you have to put the pieces back together, but enjoy the money and find a happy place.
Yeah,
yeah. And he's like, all right,
like basically now start fresh, man. You got everything you need.
Yeah, you got a big settlement. So he leaves, says goodbye to him. They hug, and now we see Healy. He's packed up all his stuff in his office at school. He tells the principal to take care of his lizards for him, and then they hug, and he walks out and sees Denise Richards, and it's like right by the entrance. It's still inside. Big group of people, and he says hello to her, and she's angry. She like throws something at him. She's like, you know how my fucking mom is paying you? Now she's paying you off. She's doing it through my trust. She's like, I can't touch that money until she's dead, and now you're fucking taking it all. I hate you. And she like charges him, and she's like hitting him. She knocks his Teacher of the Year trophy over in its glass, and it shatters. This is
the one part about this scene that stuck out to me was the principal's right there. You think the principal, by the first throw, you think he would...
Let him sort it out. Are you kidding?
But to the point where she runs up and starts, like, hitting on him.
Let him sort... It's like the dad who's, like, his kids are fighting, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to buy boxing gloves, and we're going to box in the front yard, and that's how we're going to settle the beefs. That's what the principal's doing.
Hey, man, maybe the principal's just, a really sound guy.
Yeah, he's like, they got to fight it out.
Yeah.
All right? They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then Healy's down, he's picking up the glass with the principal, and he goes, see, even if I wanted to, I can never come back here.
Just feels so bad for him.
Yeah. That night, Healy is staying at some shitty motel.
Yeah.
And he walks inside and sees that his window's open and goes, fucking maids. And then he goes and closes it and turns around and sees muddy footprints leading to the bathroom.
Once again, I'm like, dude is about to get whacked.
He slowly follows the footprints and then sees who it is. It's fucking Denise Richards.
Woo!
She walks up to him and says, so you got my mom's money? How much? How much? And he goes, you know how much it is. And then she smiles and pulls a bottle of champagne from behind her and goes, then it's your turn to pay. And she goes, woo, it worked! And jumps and like tackles him onto the bed. They start kissing.
Yeah.
And she's like, we screwed the bitch.
Woo!
It worked just like you said it would. And he tells her, he's like, he's happy to see her. He's like, you're crazy for coming here, though.
Yeah.
He's like, this is
not
such
part
a
of the
bad
plan.
idea. You shouldn't have come here. This is not part of the plan. And then we hear the champagne pop. And Nev Campbell walks up and goes, how much is 8.5 million divided by 3? Woo! And they're partying. So those three were in on it. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
Nev Campbell and Denise Richards are laughing. And Healy goes, but this is funny to you guys? This isn't over. He's like, this isn't even close to being over.
Yeah.
And he says, after tonight, the three of us can never be seen together again. And Denise Richards goes, after tonight? And he's like, well, yeah, I mean, like, we're all here, so one celebration seems fair. They all
Wild things, baby.
They start hooking up, and it's clear right away. He's given more attention to Denise Richards, and Nev Campbell looks jealous.
Yeah.
Like that's they make a point of having that be like boom right away. He gets down on his knees and reaches up Denise Richards' skirt and pulls her panties down.
Hot.
And he says, guidance counselors get to find out all sorts of interesting things.
Weird line.
And then goes, now I want you two to kiss. And like Denise Richards starts kissing him, and he goes, Aaron, take her from behind, Aaron.
Yeah.
And like grabs both of their heads and makes them kiss. And he's like, yeah, you two kiss. And he puts, he has Denise Richards' panties, he puts them in his pocket. He's keeping those panties.
He's keeping the panties.
It's a nice touch. You think like, oh, that's going to come up at some point. It doesn't. He just takes the panties.
Totally what I thought too.
Yeah. Denise Richards' shirt comes off, and this is when I was like, all right, I mean, she has to be older than 16 years old in this movie. I did a math thing wrong for sure, and I totally did. She's 26, 25, whatever.
I mean, they soak up on this scene so much.
Great.
Like she's wearing like a slutty little fucking schoolgirl outfit, bro. Like they're
her tits are out. What does Nev Campbell do that you know is my favorite part of this scene?
What does Nev Campbell do?
Yeah. She pours the champagne on Denise Richards' titties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nev Campbell doesn't skip a beat. Like, Healy's kissing up on Denise Richards. Her shirt's off. Nev Campbell just pours the champagne on her titties.
Yeah, that's hot, bro.
Like they knew what they were doing in this scene. Healy's just the whole time he's just going, yeah.
I really just want to see all the people on set, like their reaction.
Like, this is great.
It's like the sound guys just beating it out. Oh shit! I fucked up the saying.
They keep intentionally fucking it up. Like, do it again.
Yeah, gotta do it again.
Matt Dillon keeps laughing. Like he keeps fucking up, being like, I'm sorry, guys. We gotta do another take.
Dude, the sound was off, right? Yeah, the sound was off.
All right, well, let's from the top.
Take 16. Let's go.
Nev, he's just going, yeah.
Guys need any water or anything?
She's grinding on top of him. He's loving it. Nev Campbell takes her shirt off.
But we don't see her tits.
I wrote that, and I said it funnier than you just said it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nev Campbell takes her shirt off, but we don't see no titties. We then...
Like as if Denise Richards was enough.
Well, Nev Campbell, so Scream had come out already.
Okay.
Nev Campbell was a big enough star to where she was like, I don't want to show my tits in the movie. They aren't going to make her show her tits.
Yeah.
Denise Richards was probably like, I don't know if I want to show my tits in this movie. And they're like, well, you're gonna.
Oh,
and she's like, all right, yeah. Okay. I'm going to show my tits. Be like if a director told you, Brandon, like, you're going to hang dong in this movie. You're the Denise Richards in this scenario. They're like, okay. You're like, yeah, I guess.
I'm going to be like, well, listen,
I guess
set can't be cold. I need a blow dryer. Need to get this thing warmed up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They'll do whatever you need, but you're hanging dong, all right?
Like, is there
you want to make
bonus?
You want to make it? No.
No?
Like, you want to make it in Hollywood or not?
God damn it, all right.
Like, all right. Guess
Team America brings him into the fucking the limo. Yeah, now suck my dick.
Kevin Bacon and his partner, they're still talking about the case. They're looking at the bank statements online. Kevin Bacon is super detective and knows exactly what happened. He's like, if I had to guess, all three of them are in on it together. They made it up so they could get the money. Because Denise Richards isn't going to get any of that money until she gets her trust when her mom dies. And he's saying all this, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
That pissed me
He knows
off.
all this. And I was like, oh, so the black woman cop.
Yeah, bro, that's exactly what I thought.
She was onto it in the beginning.
But he had no fucking clue.
Yeah, but now they're like, well, we can't have the black woman be the better cop than the white man, so Kevin Bacon's going to piece it all together. It is infuriating as you're watching this.
I didn't like it because they didn't show that there was any real reason as to or maybe a little bit, but
just a feeling.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Just
like,
to feel
he
it.
just got a niche out of nowhere.
And he's talking about how Pat Healy's been trying to marry. He's been trying to marry into money this whole time, and that couldn't work. And you know, he's been with Barbara Baxter, and that's a pricey little piece of trim right there. Swear to God, that's how he said it. That's not me paraphrasing.
No, yeah.
He said that's a pricey little piece of trim right there. Is how he describes Barbara Baxter. He's like, he's been trying to marry into money for years, and he wasn't able to, so he got these girls to help and came up with this plan. Like, the fact that Kevin Bacon
It's
puts
just
it
a
all
wild...
together, it's infuriating.
Yeah. It's a wild accusation to have right after that happened.
Right, this man was accused of rape, and
But like,
charges were dropped.
okay, so now we know that the girls were lying about the rape, but like regardless, like phenomenal acting on you know, like even just to act that, like for them to be acting it, you know what I'm saying? But why would he just have this huge assumption after all that? You know what I'm saying? It just seems silly.
Yeah. We're at the pool. Denise Richards is swimming. It's like a public pool.
And they're doing this like slow-mo shot of...
She literally takes 45 seconds to get out of the pool. They're just soaking in like, oh, look how hot and wet she is. Look at the water dripping off her hot, sexy body. And Kevin Bacon walks up as she's starting to dry off, and he says, "Nice stroke." And then Kevin Bacon asks Denise Richards if she, Healy, and Nev Campbell are going to go down to the Caribbean together. She's like,
"What the fuck are you talking
about?" And he says that threesomes never work, especially when two of them are in love. You and Healy don't really want that little pillhead around now that you have all that money, do you? And Denise Richards, she's like, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Leave me alone. Get a life."
Yeah.
And she starts walking away, and Kevin Bacon asks if she and Healy are going to murder Nev Campbell. And she doubles down. She's like, I really hope you get a life and just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon says, "You're good," as she walks away, and then yells, "But you don't think that little freak Nev Campbell is going to hold up, do you?" So, like, basically just planting all the seeds, like, Nev Campbell's going to blow this for you, and you guys don't want her around. Is the plan to kill her? Because she's not going to be able to hold up under interrogation. He's like, she's the weak link. You two are in love. What are you going to do to Nev Campbell?
Yeah.
You fucking monsters. You're going to kill Nev Campbell, aren't you? Kevin Bacon's just, like, going for it.
Yeah.
We're back at the fucking sad, wrong place that Nev Campbell lives. And she's smoking a joint on the porch, and Kevin Bacon walks up behind her. He's dressed casually now. He's wearing, like, a suit all the other times, but he's dressed casually here.
Yeah.
And he says, "Hey, Nev Campbell." And she's like, "Oh, shit," and, like, runs, and we think she ditches the joint. But she doesn't. It looks like she like flicks
She
it.
acted like a little strung out in this scene.
And she
Unless
was.
she's like on other drugs.
Yeah, she calls her a little pillhead before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's she was probably a little strung out. Kevin Bacon tells her she better watch it because if she get busted again, she'll go back to jail a 2-time loser. And then Nev Campbell says, "Or I'll wind up dead." So again, he killed somebody.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I never told you how sorry I was about your friend. What was his name again?" And she's like looking disgusted. And I was like, "Come on, you know his name. Help me out here." She goes, "Davey." He's like, "Yeah, Davey." Yeah, I didn't like the way that whole thing went down.
Jesus.
And
Like that's his response to apparently accidentally killing someone that she's friends with or knows or something like that. Because didn't he used to...
Nothing to this point suggests that it was accidental.
Yeah, I guess I'm just guessing that.
And,
well, I'm saying because he's a cop.
Spoiler alert, it was not accidental.
Oh.
Yeah. But nothing to this point suggested that it would be accidental. Everyone's saying he killed an unarmed kid.
Yeah, I guess that because he's a cop and he still has his job.
Yeah.
Or a detective or whatever.
I mean, he's fucking results, man. He's
Yeah.
damn good at it.
Yeah.
Nev Campbell's like, "I don't have to listen to this shit. I'm getting out of here. Leave me alone." And he grabs her and, like, slams her. It's like they're in a screened-in porch and, like, up against the screen wall. And, like, pushes her up
Well, he's, like,
against it.
choking her, too.
And he says, "You don't have shit. You never had shit. And you never will have shit. you're fucking loser, Nev Campbell. Like, he is ruthless to this little girl.
He is.
He then hands her a piece of paper and tells her to take a look. And, like, she opens it up, and Kevin Bacon then explains what's on the piece of paper. He's like, so Healy's moved a bunch of money over to an offshore account. He bought land in the Caribbean and made a down payment on a 60-foot sailboat. You think you're on that offshore account? You think you factor into those plans? Because 2's company, but 3 is a crowd, and you don't really think Healy and Denise Richards are gonna share that money with you, do you? Like, look at you. You're on the wrong side of the tracks.
And now it just seems like he's trying to make them turn on each other, if that's like a thing.
Yeah, he's trying to build it up. He's like, you 3, this isn't gonna last. It's like they're in love.
Mm-hmm.
Nev Campbell goes to leave, and Kevin Bacon like grabs her arm, and then pulls her fingers out, reaches into her hand, and grabs the joint.
Yeah.
So like we thought she ditched it, but she like snuck it in her hand, and he saw it because he's a fucking good cop, and he's like, "Give me that shit, give me it." And he says, "I think you'd probably want a clear head right about now, so you can keep an eye on your new friends." Kevin Bacon leaves. Nev Campbell runs inside and calls Healy, but he doesn't answer. Nev Campbell then leaves, gets in her car, and Kevin Bacon's just sitting there waiting and follows her.
Yeah.
She goes straight to Denise Richards' house. Denise Richards was apparently swimming right before then. Mm-hmm. You don't see her in the pool, but she's in a bathing suit by the pool.
Which means like 90% of her scenes are her just being wet.
Yeah. Which...
kudos to them, you know?
This wouldn't have been as good of a movie if she was dry the whole time. That's for sure.
Yeah.
She tells Nev Campbell, she's like, oh my God, you shouldn't have called Healy. And Nev Campbell's like, I'm scared, all right? I don't know who I can trust. And then she grabs her. Guys, so like this is a scene in a movie where they're watching this movie. And for the life of me, I can't think of what it is. I don't know if you have it, Braden. But it's this scene where Nev Campbell goes, I don't know who I can trust. And then Denise Richards grabs her by the arm and goes, you can trust me.
Oh, I feel like that's in so many movies, though. I feel like it's more than just one.
No, what are you, crazy? That's a nonsense answer. That's just filler on. Oh, it's probably in a bunch of movies. There's a specific movie, guys. Anyone who can think of the movie, please DM us.
Yeah,
and tell us what movie it is. So many movies, fucking psycho.
I'm gonna find it now. Compilation of just
all the movies that show this movie. She goes, you can trust me. And as this is happening, Kevin Bacon's setting up over in the bushes in Denise Richards' yard, and he has a little handheld video camera.
Yeah.
Healy calls Denise Richards on her old school cell phone. He says that Nev Campbell left him a fucking insane message on his machine and tells Denise Richards to calm the bitch down.
Yep.
So you need to calm that bitch down. He also says that if Nev Campbell can't get it together, he's going to have to handle it. Denise Richards wants him to come over. She's like, will you come over? I need you tonight. And he's like, nah, it's not a good idea. I just need you to be there for me tonight. She says, okay. And he's like, that's my girl. He's like, you're the strong one. You know that? She's like, yeah, I know that.
But doesn't talk to her like as if they're dating, more like a father.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm
that's
saying? Her dad killed herself.
No, I know.
She's
that's
filling that father role with Pat Healy.
Yeah.
Healy then goes, all right, now go grab Nev Campbell. I want you both to hear this. And flips it over. First thing she does.
Yeah, it says his name.
She goes, Healy? And fucking Kevin Bacon's over in the bushes with a...
He's like, oh, well, now I know.
He's like, boom. And he says that people think he's rich because of the settlement. So he's got to be out there playing that part and spending money and doing what rich guys do.
Yeah.
And he tells them not to let Kevin Bacon fuck with them. And Nev Campbell goes, that's easy for you to say. And then he cuts her off and goes, Nev Campbell, don't fall apart. The only people who can fuck this up now is us. And he hangs up.
Boom.
Nev Campbell then asks Denise Richards if they're going to fuck her over. And Denise Richards says, and I'm quoting her here.
Yeah.
Because when I told people I was doing Primal Fear, I won't say who, but someone asked me if I was going to use the R word in that movie. And I said, I don't think they use it, and I won't feel compelled to use it like a fucking asshole. But here Denise Richards uses it, and she says, are you retarded or brain dead from sniffing fumes in the swamp? And Nev Campbell's like, that's what I am to you, aren't I? I'm just some fucking dumb swamp girl, just like my mom. And then Nev Campbell smacks Denise Richards in the face, and Denise Richards yells, and I'm quoting her here, because I used the C word in last week's episode, and, like, no one was furious, but it was brought up. People were like, hey, you kind of threw that word around a good bit.
That word's really strong, David.
Kind of threw it out there.
All the other things you talk about is fine, but when you say that word, that's
talking about
breaking.
little kids getting their holes stuffed by Channing Tatum. Fine. Yeah, but Denise Richards goes, "You stupid cunt," and then drags Nev Campbell into the pool, or smacks her back and drags Nev Campbell into the pool. And then she's, like, trying to drown her, and Nev Campbell fights, and they struggle over to the stairs.
I honestly thought
she was going to kill her then?
Yeah, I honestly thought that.
Kevin Bacon was going to sit there and let it happen.
Yeah, no, literally.
He was like, it's good for my case.
I thought he was going to
start jacking off.
Yeah. Everyone's got their kink, you know?
They struggle over to the stairs. Nev Campbell is crying on the stairs. Denise Richards stops and, like, wipes the hair out of Nev Campbell's eyes and, like, puts her, like, finger and thumb on her chin and goes, "You're really scared, aren't you?" And then Nev Campbell, like, touches Denise Richards' face, and they start making out.
And it's hot!
They start making out, and Kevin Bacon's just watching from the bushes and videotaping it.
Yeah.
We're now back at the police station. What I like about this movie is there's no filler. Kevin Bacon was there recording that, and the next scene is him watching his recording at the, like a lot of movies, there will be a scene in between of a different part of the movie. They're like, let's keep this moving.
But like you said earlier, you know, there's no point for Nev Campbell to have to, but once again, it was just weird how they didn't show, like, her tits. I just found it, like, it's not that it's weird, it's just the fact that they're so, like, they're getting close-ups on Denise Richards' tits. Like, they're really honing in on Denise Richards' tits.
Got great tits, and they're like,
we're not showing.
We gotta have tits in this movie.
No, for sure.
Nev Campbell doesn't want to show her tits.
Yeah.
As is her right.
But it was like the way they filmed it was like, it just screamed like, oh, they really don't want to show Nev Campbell, or Nev Campbell really doesn't want to show her tits.
Because she was a fucking star at this point.
No, she's like, it makes sense.
She's like, I don't have to show my tits. I don't want to show my tits. We're not showing my tits.
Yeah. I just find it funny.
And I'll still be a great part of this movie, and it'll still be fucking hot.
Oh, bro.
Everything I do in this movie is still going to be hot.
Hot.
Kevin Bacon is watching the girls hook up in the pool in his office, and his boss walks in and shuts it off. And he's like, you heard it. They said Healy. He's like, nothing on that phone call was like, we couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
This means nothing. This isn't evidence of anything. You need to stop.
And you're trespassing.
Yeah, he's like, you're all this is evidence of is you're trespassing on the most powerful family in this town's yard. And videotaping.
He's like, you better fucking stop.
Yeah, and videotaping their fucking 18-year-old daughter and another girl. He's like, these girls were fighting in court the other day, and now they're fucking in the pool. He's like, this isn't crazy to you.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
but his boss is yelling at him. He's like, I'm telling you to drop this now.
Yeah. And like Kevin Bacon he's walking out with the boss. He's yelling.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
Like, you want to do something? And he opens the door, and Healy's sitting there, and he goes, interview him. Interview him. Question him. You're gonna find a cold, manipulative psycho.
Yeah.
Healy's pissed. He stands up and he's like, "Sir, what the hell's going on? Am I free to go?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, you're free. I don't know why he brought you here. I'm very sorry, Mr. Healy." He's like, "You're free to go." He's like, "Next time this asshole drags me down here, I'm suing you guys."
And he's like, "Yeah, so sorry.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm so sorry. You're right." The boss is like, "Yeah, you're free to go." He's like, "Will you escort?" He's like, "I'll escort you out. I'll walk out with you. I'm very sorry about all this." And then Healy calls Kevin Bacon a cocksucker as he's walking away. He's like, "What'd you just say?" He goes, "You heard me." He's like, "Why don't you come say it to my fucking face?" And he doesn't. There's a uniformed police officer standing there who's just watching Kevin Bacon, and Kevin Bacon goes, "The fuck are you looking at?" And the guy walks away. Kevin Bacon's partner is watching through like the glass door right there, and she just looks disappointed, and she walks away.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon then follows her, walks into the office, and it's quiet and awkward. She's like working at her desk. He's behind her. He gets water, and he goes, "You ever saw something bad coming and didn't do what you could to stop it?" Because I did that once. I really don't want to do it again. And you're like, okay.
All right,
Kevin Bacon, this is a fucking good turning point for this guy.
Yeah, I get it now.
He's like, I fucked up before. I'm like, but I see this happening.
Yeah.
He's like, it's going to be bad for somebody.
And I
wanna
want to save the
it.
day.
Yeah. We now, Denise Richards and Nev
But once again,
Campbell,
it's not like the other actress did anything in the scene.
She sat there. The award-winning actress is...
It makes no sense to me.
Is like the 8th best actor in this movie.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
Maybe top 10.
Yeah.
Denise Richards and Nev Campbell pull up to, it looks like the middle of nowhere, but it's a beach.
Yeah, we come to find that out later.
I did not get beach vibes until they were physically
I thought
in
they
the
were
sand.
In like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Nev Campbell is like fucked up they're driving the Range Rover.
Straight shots to the dome.
Nev Campbell's fucked up. She has like a joint in her hand and she's drinking out of a flask. She's like, I thought we were going to a movie. And Denise Richard goes, nah, I think we just need to get wasted tonight. And Nev Campbell like giggles and they kiss. And then she gets Denise Richards to take a shot out of the flask she was drinking from. And they get out of the car and they start walking. They get over towards the beach. And Denise Richard goes, oh, shit, I forgot the keys. I'll be right back. And then goes, and Nev Campbell plops down, and we see 2 boots walk up next to her.
But right before this, we see her looking at the stars, and the stars are all like... It just shows like how fucked up apparently she is. Like the stars are like dragging in like the sky.
Okay.
And then that happens.
The boots walk up, and it's Pat Healy.
Whoa!
And he goes, hey, I'm worried about you. You know, I thought... And like he helps her up. He's like, I thought we should all get together one last time before we split up. And Nev Campbell, Denise Richard is up here at this point, and so she knew he was going to be there.
Yeah.
And Nev Campbell goes, are you mad at me? He's like, no, I'm not mad at you. You should know a little bit about the role that I intend to play. And he goes, hey, Denise Richard, do you have like a blanket or anything in the car you can go get? And she's like, oh, yeah, for sure. And she goes to the car and gets out plastic wrap. And then we see a champagne bottle overhead.
And we hear her scream.
And we hear Nev Campbell start screaming, and we see blood. And Healy has blood on him. The champagne bottle has blood on it. And then he goes over. So he beats Nev Campbell to death with a fucking champagne bottle.
Yeah.
And Denise Richard has the plastic wrap, not a blanket. So she was prepared for this. She knew this is what they were doing. They roll Nev Campbell up in the plastic wrap and put her in the back of the Range Rover. Mm-hmm. They get in the car, and Healy asks if she's okay. And she says, my mom will kill me if she knows I took the Rover.
I love that line because it just shows her mentality. It just shows like what she...
She just moved a dead body into the back of it. She's like, mom's going to kill me if she knows I have the car right now.
Wild.
Yeah. Healy buries the body out in the swamp, and we can hear like gators and other animals.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like about that is that it seems from the shot like as if he, like I get he's out in the swamp and everything, but it seemed like from where he was walking up from, like it wasn't that far out. Like it was the beginning of the swamp. Is what it seemed like to me, because he came from like a shallow part of the swamp to just like walking up with the shovel, as if like he like didn't even dump her in the swamp, like it was so shallow he like dug a hole still or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but we also don't see him digging.
True.
So he could have been 100 yards out.
Yeah,
and we just saw the end of the walk.
And the only reason why I say
because they were like, let's not show this long walk
for sure. The only thing I wish they would have done in this scenario is use the boat or whatever, the swamp buggy boat, whatever the fuck they call it, airboat. I would have thought that they would have like him use that and went out in the middle of the swamp, you know, to make it at least seem more so like it's the middle of fucking nowhere. But it was not like it was that bad or anything.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could have added to like, oh, they're fucking out there.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you have a good point too, like. Get straight to the point. This movie is straight to the point. You know? No fuck around with this movie.
Nah, ain't nobody fucking around.
Nah.
We're back at the Gator Shack, and the dude from earlier, his name's Walter, who's playing with the Gator. He is taking his teeth out.
This guy was probably the weirdest character in this film to me.
Yeah.
There was, like, you know, it's not spoiling anything. There's not that great of significance, but they bring him up so many times, I feel like.
Yeah, we get there with Walter.
Okay.
Yeah, we get there with him. Walter plays a role. Ruby is telling Kevin Bacon and his partner Nev Campbell didn't come home last night. Says she was talking about going to L.A., but all her clothes are still here. She then tells Walter if he gets sick, serves him right. And we find out that Walter found those teeth in an abandoned trailer and that they fit, so he's keeping them. Which is fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Ruby is saying Nev Campbell can't graduate because of the trial, can't go to school. Like, the whole thing fucking ruined her life, and it was all that slut Denise Richards' fault.
God, you know?
Kevin Bacon and his partner get back in the car. Kevin Bacon says, this is how it starts. He's like, this is how it all starts. They fucking killed her. He's like, I'm going to drop you off at the station. Will you find Nev Campbell's car? She's like, where are you going to go? He's like, will you just find the car for me, please? And she's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So Kevin Bacon is at the beach with Jimmy. Jimbo's back, baby. Let's get it, Jimbo. Jimmy's showing him where him and Nev Campbell used to hang out on the beach. And Jimmy is talking up Healy to Kevin Bacon. Like, oh, he's the best. He got me on the sailing team. He's such a good guy. And he's like, Healy's a piece of shit. Like, he didn't work on boats to put his way through college. He got an athletic scholarship. Boats had nothing to do with it. The guy's been fucking lying to you.
Yeah, and now I'm just like, pity party for fucking Jimmy, you know? I just, like, who else do you really feel bad for now? Like, at this point in the film. You're like, Jimmy.
First he's not getting any.
Yeah.
Now the teacher that he had a connection with is just full of shit lying to
And he
him.
was just a class clown trying to get attention, you know?
Yeah.
I just felt bad for him.
This kid was crying for attention.
Literally.
Nothing.
Ah, tough life.
They come up on this boat that washed ashore, and they find like Nev Campbell's blood's all over the boat.
Oh yeah, there's some blood on it.
Yeah. So we know it's Nev Campbell's. Kevin Bacon just knows it's blood.
Yeah.
Then he finds teeth in the sand. We know they're Nev Campbell's.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon just knows that they're teeth.
Yeah.
He tells Jimmy, he's like, hey, why don't you go catch a bus on the highway?
He's like, I'm going to be
Get
here for a
outta
while,
here.
Jimmy. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, why don't you go catch a bus?
What, did he drive him there?
And then, I guess. And he goes,
drove.
hey, Jimmy, people aren't always who they appear to be. Remember that.
Just realized he was coming off as a total fucking dick. He's like, all right, well, now I feel bad for Jimmy.
I think he's just doubled down.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. He's like, quit being a naive little kid. CSI says they can get the blood type in a couple hours, but it'll take weeks to get the DNA and like know whose
like,
it
what
is.
the fuck?
He was like, fuck.
Wouldn't a detective already know that?
I mean, who you would think.
Right?
But he's still got to be upset.
No, yeah.
Cop boss tells Kevin Bacon that he better not bother Healy because Healy had nothing to do with this.
I love it.
And if this was Nev Campbell that was murdered, it was Denise Richards who did it.
Yeah.
The cop boss is saying that. And he's like,
Shit.
Kevin Bacon's like, bullshit. He's like, I know what's happening here. And he asks his partner to go check on Healy. And she's like, didn't you just hear the captain? And he's like, he didn't say anything about you doing it. And she's like, so what if those teeth aren't Nev Campbell's? And he's like, I'll drop this forever.
Yeah. He's like, I give you my word.
Yeah, he's like, I give you my word. Like, if that's not her blood, if those aren't her teeth,
done.
You'll never hear this again.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right. So now she's staking out Healy and watching him from a distance. Denise Richard calls Healy saying that she wants to see him and she loves him so much. She's worried that they'll find Nev Campbell and give him the electric chair. He tells her to take one of her mom's Valiums and skip the grad party tonight. Just stay home and keep a low profile, and that he loves her too. And that in a week from now, she'll be getting on a plane and they'll be rich and spending the rest of their lives together. Kevin Bacon, so she can't hear this conversation. She just sees that he's on the phone.
Yeah.
And now she's like turning and writing something in her notebook. the award-winning actress.
Yeah.
And Pat Healy knocks on her window.
Fast as lightning.
Yeah. And goes, isn't it illegal to peep into people's windows? And she's like, Nev Campbell's missing. And he's like, oh, since when? She goes, since last night. Kevin Bacon thinks she was murdered. And he's like, well, I don't know how I can help you guys with that. And she goes, you can start by telling me where you were last night. And he goes, I could, but then again, I don't have to, do I?
Boom.
And he goes, why don't, come here, why don't you follow me? I want to show you something.
And I love this. I love this.
And she gets out and follows him, of course.
Because, like, who's not going to follow Matt Dillon? I mean,
Pat Healy.
Pat Healy.
Follows him to his room, and he hands her Denise Richards' file. And he's like, it's Denise Richards' file. I was her guidance counselor. You're gonna read that and find out that she was a very sexually confused girl, and she threatened the lives of at least 2 people. And the award-winning actress goes, who are the 2 people? He goes, one of them was her mom, and the other was another female student. And she goes, Nev Campbell? And he nods. And she says, why didn't you bring this up before the trial? And he said, because I had principles back then. Principles mean like this is confidential information that she was, I mean, he would fucking give it up as evidence if she was being accused of rape.
Yeah.
But he's like, I had principles back then, but I don't anymore. And they're sitting on the bed and like,
because he's rich now.
Yeah. And they're sitting on the bed and they're both leaning in like.
Oh, he gets real close.
And so does she. She's fucking into it.
No,
like, they're about to fuck.
Yeah.
And then a car horn honks, and he says, that's me. I should probably get going. Unless you're holding me for something. And she said she doesn't. And he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
We then see Kevin Bacon sitting in his car, and she calls him and says, I'm tired, and I'm going home. And he goes, what about Healy? She goes, Healy left. There's nothing we can do. He's like, no, fuck, the blood type matches Nev Campbell's blood type. And she says, if Nev Campbell did get killed, it was Denise Richards. It's like she's on board. She's like, I have this fucking file now. Healy just gave me evidence that would point in her direction. Definitely enough to question her.
Yeah. Pat Healy's slick. You know?
Yeah. Oh,
smooth
he's
and
fucking
slick.
nailing it.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon hangs up and runs up to the gate and like presses the button. He's in front of Denise Richards' house.
Yeah.
And he's like, Denise Richards' mom, you gotta let me in. And she's like, oh, okay.
I did not. Yeah, I did
no,
not.
she's like, yeah, it's fair. Lets him in.
Yeah, I fucking hate that part.
He runs to the pool house where Denise Richards is staying, gets in and goes, hello, Denise Richards. And then
You don't see it.
You see, it seems like he's the aggressor from what you see.
It's very quick cut.
And you're like, the fuck is this?
And then the main shit you don't see though.
Yeah, it's all outside of the building.
Yeah.
We see the outside of the building.
And
that's the view
the
we
pool
have.
house is big, and it's like it's basically a main house.
And we hear a struggle, we hear several gunshots, and we hear Kevin Bacon groan. And then he comes out holding his shoulder.
He like falls through the door.
Yeah, and he's like, she shot me in the shoulder.
As the mom's running up, and she's like freaking out.
Yeah, she goes into the pool house, and we just hear her scream.
Yeah.
We're now back at the station, and Kevin Bacon is telling the other detectives what happened. He says that she kneed him in the groin. It didn't drop him, but it was enough to slow him down. She then turned her gun on me and fired a shot, getting me in the shoulder. And I had no choice but to return fire, and I shot her twice in the chest.
Well, I'll say what I'm going to say.
And he goes, I went there to protect her. I went there to protect her. And then now, do you want to say what you're going to say now, or is there...
No,
okay.
after then.
Kevin Bandy is now standing in front of the disciplinary board. And the head guy on the board says, I was a military police sergeant, whatever the fuck he was. We had a saying there. Once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action. This is twice for you, Kevin Bacon, and I intend to see to it that there isn't a third. He says that the investigation showed that it was, in fact, a good shot, like... you were defending yourself and you shot her. but you disobeyed direct orders from your superior, and as a result, 2 young women are dead.
Yeah. So that's my problem is the fact that he didn't get in more trouble. Like, and I get it. Like, if he's a detective or whatever, and like I don't know, but still, for him to go against direct orders,
we don't know what trouble he got yet.
No, yeah.
But he gets fired.
Yeah. But that I'm just saying, like, I just wish he would have gotten, I don't know, more trouble.
I mean, he went against direct orders, but killed her in self-defense. He wasn't involved in Nev Campbell's.
But essentially broke into, I mean, like...
No, they let him in. He buzzed the thing, and they let him in.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
There's no... It would be tough to, like, you can't convict him of murder for that. It's not great that he did it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, oh, but, like, they...
I just find it like kind of easy in those, and maybe this would happen in reality.
I mean, he got fired. He doesn't have a pension. Doesn't have health insurance.
But you murdered a girl.
They said you forfeit your pension, which Kevin Bacon's in his 40s in this. Like he's put like 20 years in to get that pension so far.
Yeah,
and he's forfeiting that. Like he's
just seemed like pretty easy to be like, all right, well, you're free to go, but you just don't work for us anymore. I don't know.
I mean, he'll never work as a police officer again. It's going to be tough going. And like they did an investigation and found that
I feel
he killed her in self-defense.
Yeah.
Another guy confirms that they were Nev Campbell's teeth on the beach and says that they've concluded that Denise Richards killed Nev Campbell.
Hot.
Kevin Bacon is in disbelief of all this. He just has a 1,000-yard stare, and the head guy goes, You can leave now, Kevin Bacon. And he walks out. We're now at a beach. Healy is living his best life. He's fucking...
Yeah, he is.
He's chilling on a beach chair. He's reading a book. He has an island boy named Paul bringing him drinks.
So he's got some little bitch boy, you know?
Yeah, Paul's bringing him his drinks. Here you go, Mr. Healy. He sees a little hottie walking down the beach and checks her out.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. He then walks back.
She checks him out.
Yeah, it was mutual. It's a mutual, like...
For sure.
I see you.
I'm just making a joke.
He then walks to his sick fucking beachside cabana that he's living in.
But as he's walking up, he sees some dirty feet. Everyone's got dirty feet.
Everyone.
Whether you're hot, old, doesn't matter. You got dirty feet.
It wasn't even like it was the beach.
Sand.
It was the beach. It could have been sandy footprints. And it was dirty footprints.
Dirty.
Like,
yeah.
Like he was in the mud.
Yeah. Makes no sense.
Yeah. He follows them inside and sees that the shower's running. He opens the shower door, and it's Kevin Bacon.
And you even see his penis.
Yeah, you do. It's pretty great.
But that's symbology right there. I mean, think about it. He's a dick.
Nope.
This whole movie.
Symbology?
It's symbolic. Fuck you, bro. Yeah, so he's a dick. This whole film, right? Right? That's the premise. He's the dick. Whose dick are you going to show in the movie? The dick. You know?
I was going to say Jimbo's.
Oh. It could be Jimbo's, too, yeah. I'm, now that you say that.
He opens the shower, and Kevin Bacon goes, "Howdy, partner." And Healy said, "Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting you until tomorrow." So you're like, what the fuck's this all about?
Yeah. Twist.
Kevin Bacon walks out, and like he's putting a towel on, and Pat Healy goes, "You're only supposed to frame Denise Richards, not kill her." And you're like, oh, shit! These two were in cahoots? Kevin Bacon says, "It's perfect. There's no loose ends. After tomorrow, you'll never see me again." And Healy goes, "Yeah, about that. I called the bank, and they said it's going to take a few more days to get the transfer to go through." And he's like, "What the fuck? You serious?" And he's like, "Well, come on. Just chill for a couple days, live it up. We'll go out on the boat. Like, we'll make a couple little mini vacation out of it." And he tossed them an ice cold Coors, and they toast to large bank accounts
and no loose ends.
There we go. So we're now on the boat. Did you think they were gonna fuck in that scene? I 100% thought
you
so.
Okay, you 100%.
I was like, they were fucking this whole time. I was like, no way.
I had a little bit in the very beginning when they showed his dick. I'm like, oh, well.
When when Healy was like, yeah, it's going to take a couple days for the bank, but you can just stay with me. I was like, oh, this is like we can fuck a little
and he
bit
was gonna
for a
just
couple
lean
days.
in for a little bit. And
Yeah,
just,
I was like, it's great.
yeah.
They're on the big sailboat, and one of the sails is loose. Healy tells Kevin Bacon to tighten the winch and hands him a tool to do it. He keeps using boat terms, and it's a big, Kevin Bacon's like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Because he doesn't know
He's like,
he doesn't know his
okay.
way around a sailboat. And then, he dumbs it down and points it out to
Yeah.
him. Healy tells him to go starboard and see if there's anything hooked. Because he's trying to do the winch, and it won't work.
It's like as if there's a rope off the side of the boat that's connected to one of the sails that he's trying to make it seem to Kevin Bacon that it's caught on something.
He's like, could be caught on something on the
Yeah.
side of the boat. So Kevin Bacon's over there looking. He's like, look lower. Get lower. And he
yeah,
gets
you gotta
lower.
hang over more.
And then Healy, yanks the wheel back and forth, and Kevin Bacon goes overboard. He said, sorry, man, I forgot to tell you, first rule of sailing, one hand on the boat.
Bro, it's like,
One hand on the boat at all times.
yeah, bro, but my point of this is Kevin, come on, bro, you didn't see this coming.
What are you doing?
Come on, man, you're the fucking detective here.
He goes over to fix the sail now, but realizes Kevin Bacon is still holding on. And he goes and grabs
A gaffer.
grabs a gaff,
Yeah.
And Kevin Bacon, gets back on the boat, and he's like, Jesus, Kevin, man, sorry, you gotta hold on.
It's like, you think I'm
And
falling
he's
for that
like,
fucking
no
shit?
fucking way. And he has the winch, the tool that he had him. He swings it, and he holds the gaff up to block it. And then Kevin Bacon gets shot in the leg with a spear.
Made no sense to me.
And he's like, ah!
How'd that
And
happen?
And you're screaming. You're like, where the fuck did this thing come from? And he looks up. He goes, you're dead. And it's Nev Campbell with blonde fucking hair. Nev Campbell's there on the boat.
Twist, 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 twist.
And she goes, no, I'm not. And he goes, yeah, sorry, Kevin Bacon, but you really shouldn't have killed fucking
Denise
Denise
Richards.
Richards.
She's hot.
He's like, you also shouldn't have killed that one kid in the Glades. What was
Davey.
his name again?
Oh, my bad.
Come on. You fucking thought I didn't know it?
I thought he was actually saying that to me.
He goes to Nev Campbell. What was his name again? She goes, Davey. And then shoots Kevin Bacon in the chest area.
Yeah.
And Kevin Bacon goes overboard.
And it's kind of gruesome because he's in agony in the ocean as they're sailing away, bleeding out. He's probably gonna get eaten by a shark before he even fucking dies. So
Yeah, he's fucked is what he is.
yeah,
We're now back at the Gator Shack.
Gator Shack.
The award-winning actress shows up there, and she's wearing street clothes. It's her day off, and she wants to ask Ruby about Kevin Bacon.
This is where she won the award.
Yeah.
You know,
Ruby says that Kevin Bacon had a thing going with one of the sex workers. We find out there's fucking sex workers there.
everyone's a sex worker now, apparently.
Yeah, that did not come up in this movie before.
Yeah.
And it's just the motel and the bar, and it's a bunch of sex workers there. Crazy.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon, he had a thing with one of them, and he was beating her up and really pushing her around, and Davey saw. Davey had a thing for that girl. So Davey tried to get Kevin Bacon to stop, and Kevin Bacon killed him. But Nev Campbell saw him kill Davey. So he busted her and sent her up. Meaning sent her to prison.
Yeah.
Just to prove that he could.
Ooh,
That's the kind of guy Kevin Bacon is.
sweet Jesus.
We're now back on the boat. Nev Campbell pours Healy and herself a drink.
And she's wearing I don't know if it's a wig or if that's her actual hair, but her hair is
I think she cut her hair and
dyed
and
it.
dyed it blonde. Yeah,
she's got short blonde hair now, which rocking it.
yeah,
It's
absolutely,
fucking hot.
absolutely. And she says that they won. It's over. And Healy sniffs the drink. And Nev Campbell laughs and goes, "Look around." She's like, "I don't know how to drive this fucking thing. You think I'm going to poison you on a boat?" She's like, "Well, what would I do if you died?" It's like, "I've never sailed a boat." She's like, "This is crazy." And he kind of smiles and takes a sip. And he tells her to go grab the winch and crank it so they could sail. And she's like, "Fuck that, I want to drive that." He's like, "That's not how this works." He goes, "You go grab that tool and crank the winch so we can sail. I just want to cruise. I want to cruise for a little bit." And she goes, "Yeah, that's funny. It's one of the first things I noticed about you. You like to cruise." And he starts grabbing his chest and looking rough. And she goes, even in college, you only took classes where the exams were all multiple choice, and you never bought the book. You always got some girl to loan you hers, and of course you'd have to fuck her as a result, right? And he's like, yeah. She's like, so I've got a little pop quiz for you. Name of the sailboat's the Helios.
Oof.
She goes, before sailing away on the Helios, Medea killed King Creon and the princess with what? A rock? A spear? Or poison? And he goes, poison!
And yeah,
And
as if he's fucking dying.
bad. And she goes, huh, good guess. And she's like working on the winch the whole time, and like she completely undoes the line so that the fucking, the jig, is it a jig? The sail thing.
Yeah,
Big mast.
yeah.
Mast. Swings around and hits him in the face.
Knocks him off.
Overboard.
Which also shows that she knows exactly what the fuck she's doing.
She's very comfortable sailing.
Yeah.
Back at the Gator Shack, the award-winning actress goes over to Walter, who has a brand new Dodge Ram truck, and he's hooking a sailboat that's on a trailer up to it. And she's like, nice truck. She's like, what's, you selling the sailboat? And there's a for sale sign on it. He's like, yeah, it was Neve Campbell's. I don't think she has much use for it anymore. And award-winning actress goes, it's funny. I never pegged her for a sailor. And he says, yeah, Ruby over there, she had her IQ tested, and it was like
200 or something.
It was 200 or some shit. He's like, girl could do anything that she set her mind to.
Smart as fuck.
That's Walter's big part in this movie.
No,
we find out, like, okay, she's real fucking smart. She's not this burnout pillhead that we've been led to believe she is.
This has been a front the entire time.
We see Healy's dead body floating in the ocean and Neve Campbell sailing away. The screen says the end. But we then cut to Neve Campbell walking into Healy's office at the school, and she has pictures of her and Denise Richards fucking.
Yep.
And shows them to him. So we're like, oh, she's orchestrated this whole fucking thing from the beginning? Are you kidding me right now?
She's literally manipulated everyone into doing exactly what she wanted or to think.
It's so great.
Yeah.
Neve Campbell and Healy are then in her car, and she's pointing out Kevin Bacon. He just made love to a sex worker, and he's leaving the room. And she's like, see? You guys get along. You guys are going to get along just right. He's dirty. And he's like, there's no way this cop's going to come along with this idea. And she's like, are you kidding me? He's dirty. He's going to love this plan. Especially the part about killing me. Now get out there and go make yourself a new friend. And Healy gets out, goes up, and meets Kevin Bacon at the bar, asks him what he's drinking. We then see Healy on the beach trying to pull Neve Campbell's teeth out, and he can't do it. She's like coaching him through it, and she's like, fuck it, just give me the thing. And she pulls her own teeth out.
Yeah, and I get it, it's a movie, but that's the one part that seemed a little hard to fully describe or set up because of the timing. So it's like, by the time that Denise Richards walked to the car, which is like 100 feet away, and walked back, they went through this whole thing of orchestrating, like, or pulling her teeth out, but then using the blood from her teeth, like, on her head or some shit, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, she had to have great acting to, like, play dead while Denise Richards helped.
I mean, they didn't portray Denise Richards as, like, the super smart
You're right.
person who's going to pick up on that. Yeah.
But still, wouldn't you think that Denise Richards would see the wounds or something like that? Like,
Pat Healy could have been like, don't look. Let me wrap it up. Just help me carry her.
I feel you.
There's ways around that one.
Yeah.
We see Kevin Bacon beat the fucking shit out of Denise Richards, kill her, and then break into her, like, gun safe, and pull out her gun and shoot himself in the shoulder.
Yeah.
So just breaking and entering and murdering. We then we're on the beach, and we hear Bill Murray's voice ask Neve Campbell if she enjoyed being a guest of the state. He then sits down and puts a briefcase down. He opens the briefcase up, and it's full of cash, and he goes, the cash is just, it's a little bit of walking around money for now. On that paper are all the account and routing numbers for the bank account where the rest of the money is, minus the $1 million you set aside for Ruby and Walter, plus, like, my normal fee.
Yeah.
So he was in on it from the fucking beginning with her.
Which is awesome. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Because he was acting so, like, you can kind of tell if you rethink about it, the way that he was acting towards Healy, that he was like trying to gain his trust.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't just about like, oh, I'm going to help defend you and get you off. It's more like, I need you to trust me so that my plan can work.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it like that, it shows so much more, you know?
It's fucking great.
You see it more is what I'm really saying.
Yes. She then kisses Bill Murray on the cheek and walks away. And Bill Murray says, "Hey, Nev Campbell, be good."
Yeah.
The end.
She's a baddie.
Yeah. Great turn of events in that movie.
And
A lot of twists.
So many twists. I fucking love the movie. A couple funny things. So this movie, since, you know, there's so much sex and there's so much just cool things going on, you know, they in certain countries they had to show different versions of the film. So I'll explain. So in India, the Indian theatrical version was cut by the CBFC to achieve an A rating in Mumbai. They made cuts to the visual of bare breasts during a lovemaking scene, the visuals of Lombardo touching the girl's breasts, kneeling before him, and lifting her skirt. Like, basically removed the whole sex scene, removed the lovemaking scene between Kelly and Denise, and then even got rid of words. So they cut some lines, which is
Kelly and...
Or that's what I meant.
Nev Campbell and Denise Richards?
Yeah. And then they cut out some lines, which is... these are the lines. I love how they quote them and put them in. Fucking me in the ass, motherfucker, nail his balls, fucking little ass, stupid cunt, and cocksucker. And then in Singapore, the film was cut to remove sex scenes, rape references, and violence for a PG certificate. It's the entire film. What the like? What are you doing in Singapore? What film is this in Singapore where you cut out all the sex scenes, all the rape references, and the violence? What kind of movie is this then?
We get to see the sailing class.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
In France, the DVD releases was cut for a 12 certificate. For an unknown reason, the uncut version of the Blu-ray has the 12 warning, which was a mistake from the French certification board. So I don't know what that means. Does that mean like 12 and under, or like 12 and older? I mean,
this is your fun fact.
Oh well,
you should have found out what the fucking 12 rating is.
Well, they have different like ratings in different countries, bro. I mean,
yeah, but did you think I was gonna know?
Yeah.
Did you think you were like, I don't know, David? What's that mean? I was like, oh yeah, I'm
You're so quick to.
I'm real in the know.
To correct me on everything else
on the fucking French rating system. You know me.
So then, another cool little thing is they released an unrated version of this movie in 2004, basically re-released, and they have, and I don't know if this is one that I maybe watched, maybe that might have been a little different than yours, but they had an extended opening where
credits were a little bit longer.
Yeah, where Perez talks about Susie being locked up for 6 months. So it's kind of like they kind of showed things.
Who's Perez? Is that the award-winning actress?
Either Perez or the other guy. What was Kevin Bacon's name?
Not Perez.
Not Perez. Okay, then yeah, probably. Was it Duquette?
Duquette.
Yeah. So it was both of them. Yeah. They go over like why Susie was locked up for 6 months. Like they go over certain things in the beginning a little bit more. But they extended the threesome scenes, the pool scenes. So they extended all the sex scenes. And they just added more scenes in as well, just like random other little things. But then they had some alternate endings. So one of the alternate endings is, or I guess, yeah. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, only one alternate ending, which was Susie's grandmother, Ruby, takes Duquette, takes Det. Perez on a tour of Susie's home. She shows her family album and reveals that she is not Susie's real grandmother, but that she raised her as her own. In an odd twist of events, Ruby reveals that old man Van Ryan, Kelly's grandfather, had once gotten a young girl pregnant. He brought her to the Glades to live in a trailer park where she gave birth and died within a year from alcoholism. Ruby then took Susie in her home shortly afterwards. Ruby then tells I don't even know who the fuck that is. Perez that Sandra Van Ryan is Susie's half-sister. So Susie had technically been having sex with her own niece, Kelly Denise Richards. Basically saying this is just some weird family tie.
Yeah.
That's like so weird, dude.
And that's a weird thing that, like, there was a writer who I'm sure pushed hard.
No, let's just all make them like one big family.
But, like, there was someone who pushed really hard for that not to get cut.
Yeah. So the fact that they're like related is so much weirder.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. But yeah, that was like the alternate ending.
You know what movie has no alternate endings?
The Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor. They put it all in one cut.
Yeah.
All right? There's no deleted scenes. There's no bloopers. There's no alternate endings.
Yeah.
It's all in one cut. The Nutty Professor don't fuck around with nothing.
It's great.
Nothing and nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what other movie? The movie we're doing next week. Guys, New Year's Eve, we did the great ensemble cast New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That's the name of the movie. I was going to... it's the same. So, guys, Valentine's Day right around the corner. What better movie to do than Valentine's Day?
A movie called Valentine's Day?
I
Get out of here.
I don't have the cast in front of me, but it's one of those fucking ensemble, a million different love stories. It's going to be so much fun.
So many cute people.
So much fun.
It's
It's going to take me... It's a 2-hour and 5-minute movie, so it'll take me at least 6 hours to get through it all.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to watch Valentine's Day before we do the podcast on it? You should watch Valentine's Day before we do the podcast
get into
on it. Here's where you can watch Valentine's Day before we do the podcast on it. It's available on HBO Max, free with a subscription. You can rent it on YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Vudu, or Amazon Prime Video for $3.99.
Wow.
Guys, Valentine's Day, we're going to be fucking doing it. And then so we're doing Valentine's Day. That's a 5-6 Kings. That's just a choice. The holiday, we got to do it. We'll get back to Braden's choice, then my choice, and then a listener choice. And Braden, if people got an idea of a movie they want us to do, they're chomping at the bit. Like, we got to hear 5-6 Kings break down this movie. I love this movie so much. Where can they tell us?
Dude, they can hit us up at our Gmail.
Which is?
56kings@gmail.com.
You mean FIVESIXKING at gmail.com?
Yes. Or? Yeah, there's more.
Oh.
They could contact us at our Gmail or our
Damn
Instagram.
it, Braden.
I know, we were on a roll. On Instagram.
What's our Instagram?
56 Kings.
You mean at FIVESIXKING?
S.
On Instagram?
Yes.
Oh, my God. That is fucking... Ugh.
Dude.
That is wacky. That is baffling. Guys, you got to do it.
Do it while you can.
You got to let us know what movie you want us to do.
Yeah.
And Braden, so, like, they know where to listen to us. Obviously. They're listening to us.
Yeah.
They know where to watch Valentine's Day before we do the podcast on it next week. They know where to tell us what fucking movie they want us to do. My question to you, Braden, is when? When can they listen to new episodes of the 5-6 Kings?
That's every motherfucking Monday, David.
Every motherfucking Monday, guys. Thanks for listening. And there are just 2 words that I want to leave all of you with.
I have something, too, that I want to leave everyone with. Should I go first or you?
I'll do.
Okay.
I'll do the first word. You do the second word. How about that?
Well, I got something probably totally different, though, as well.
Well, then I probably want you to go because we said we were going to end by saying this.
Well, the last thing I will say is no little girl can make me come.
That was good. That was good.
What? Now, David, please.
Rape.
Whistle.
Rape whistle, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Palm Beach